Namaskar, Adab, Sat Shri Akal. A very warm welcome, everyone. Good morning, afternoon, evening, jahan bhi hain. Hope you're safe and you're healthy and you're taking all the necessary precautions. कोविड का थोड़ा सा इफेक्ट में देख रहा था इंडिया में थोड़ा सा कम हुआ है फॉर द वेरी फर्स्ट टाइम द नंबर ऑफ केसेस have gone down and now a lot of support, a lot of help has already come in from different parts of the world. So things are looking a little better, but of course they're still not great. So please take all the necessary precautions and keep following all the guidelines. uh, and as part of our effort, we will definitely be uh, doing our bit whatever we can in whatever capacity. uh, आज का session will be a continuation of yesterday. Unfortunately, just now, just before I was about to start, I got an email that the content has been removed from We Stand for Justice platform. What that means is, maybe we did something in that video which really was maybe correct, was maybe valid, and that's why it has been brought down. I am really shocked, and uh, I don't know. I don't know what to say right now. The content is still available on Varun Kapoor's, but it has been taken down from We Stand for Justice platform, and I'm gonna appeal later on. But at this point of time, this is where we stand. Okay, I see Aditya Thakare joined the session. So Aditya ji, so sorry, but I'm gonna block you because of the kind of messages you're posting. So sorry about that. So we will continue the discussion where we left. Kal wala jo session tha. The good thing is at least I have the video, so maybe I'll try to kind of edit it and cut it and upload it in a different manner so that we don't lose the content, because the content is very important, very relevant as well. So sad part, I'll be starting this session on that sad note anyways. So okay, let's continue. We were talking about this amazing document that has been prepared by one of the SSR warriors who shared it with me, and we will continue this, and I will make sure that we protect all our content, all our video. So with before I start, uh, another disclaimer for sure. These visuals are all available in the public domain. These are not created by us. These are not even fabricated or shown in a different manner. It has been as it is copied from their source, and we are evaluating these things. The document we are kind of evaluating is done by an SSR warrior who doesn't want to be named, and we will be kind of taking this forward to add like more content and details. I haven't even been able to upload this to the location. I know a few people reached out to me. कई लोगों ने मुझे कहा था कि इसको available करें, तो I will make available this particular document to certain people so that we can add it. But like I said, unfortunately, the content has been removed by Google, by YouTube from our We Stand for Justice platform, जहां पर अभी तक ये बचा हुआ था, and I will see, that at least I will appeal on We Stand for Justice के platform से भी, but I hope it doesn't get booted from YouTube as well. I mean from Varun Kapoor's. So unfortunately, this is how these things work, and this is how they play around with the content. So I will start with the document, and I'll also add few people as and when I start this, so that we can have any kind of questions that we have. And so let me first share my screen. And like I said, I will make sure I'll be able to share this with all of you, most of you. Once we have cleaned it up, we've documented and streamlined. I'm going to add two people who I already see in the backstage, so that if there is any kind of discussion that we need to do on any of these points, we can do that. So one is Rekha ji, and the second is, of course, Freeze Dham. Welcome, both of you.
Hey, hi, good morning.
So again, Freeze and Rekha, like I said, I don't know if you heard it, but the content has been removed from We Stand for Justice. I just got the email like right before I was starting the session. So potentially we were on the right path and doing something right. That they found it. Somebody found it. Whatever. So they've removed it.
Yeah, so yesterday, when I tried to look at some part of the video that I had missed, they did ask me for a confirmation, and they said that, the content there was something which was not okay, and if I was okay to go ahead. So I confirmed,
Yeah.
and I hear this today. So yeah, I guess they've gone
Correct.
ahead.
I mean, that was still okay. Making it 18 plus was still okay.
Yes.
But now what they've done is instead of making it okay or, giving that error message or a prompt to acknowledge, they've completely removed the content from the other platform. So
That's
which is
sad.
really sad. Which is really sad. So we'll figure out. We'll edit the video. We'll create a, we're not gonna stop. And welcome Himaji. I see you
Hi,
as well on
Varun.
the screen. Yeah.
Did you actually contest it like once it got restricted?
Yeah, restricted वाला तो मैं contest कर चुका था, but अभी just
Oh,
before I was about to start,
because when I
um,
did that, my
हाँ,
video had come down. वो जो
अच्छा,
डेड बॉडीज का मैंने वीडियो डाला था अगस्त 19 को डाला था, but they removed it. Like they
अच्छा,
had restricted, but then when I tried to fight it back, they
they removed it.
completely removed, and
Okay,
then they started
yeah,
sending me messages of suicide and stuff like that. But anyway,
correct,
so I
correct. So
uploaded again
यहाँ
later.
पर different है, यहाँ scenario different है. So यहाँ पर when I go live, there are two platforms, right? Varun Kapoor's and We Stand for Justice. तो वरुण कपूर पे restrict हुआ था और We Stand for Justice पे कोई message नहीं आया था. And that's why we were trying to even share it with other people that you can watch it on the other platform. Unfortunately, other platform पे लगता है कुछ ज़्यादा ही प्यार दिखा दिया लोगों ने तो वहां से उन्होंने directly without even restricting it, they've completely removed it and they've deleted the video.
Okay.
Anyways, so let's start this. We left at the 30th, 31st. Of course, why wasn't the time of death mentioned? We've already discussed it multiple times. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time because there is a lot of other things that we will be talking today. So SSR dream number one was to get flying license. Again, this is against that statements, those statements that came from Ria and many more, that he was claustrophobic. Somebody who had a dream of flying up or becoming a pilot, somebody who had as an actor, even as an actor, or even as a person, he was traveling all the time, and he was just not traveling by train or car or buses. After he was a star, he was even internationally traveling, right, for movies. So how could somebody say that he was claustrophobic? Plus, his one of his childhood dream was to have a flying license. Somebody, I mean, अगर कल को मेरे को ऐसा कुछ होता है तो ऑब्वियसली मैं फ्लाइंग लाइसेंस तो छोड़ो, मैं तो एयरपोर्ट के पास भी नहीं जाऊंगा. So so all that was BS that was being shared just to create a different kind of narrative. What happened in the Europe trip? The Europe trip के बारे में I would love to get more insights from people as well. One of the things that was mentioned initially उस time पे जब हुआ था और उन्होंने इंटरव्यू में आई थिंक रिया ने बात भी की थी इसके बारे में कि जो जिस होटल में वहां रुके थे, दैट रूम हैड अ पर्टिकुलर पेंटिंग, और उस पेंटिंग को देख के सुशांत वाज hysterical, he was a little depressed and what not. And so this SSR warrior has documented that ऐसा क्या पेंटिंग को देख के कोई डिप्रेशन में चला जाता है यार? I mean,
I will come to that when we come to the drug part.
Okay.
But I'm 100% sure he didn't see anything in the painting. I will tell you, I have a feeling I know why they put that across. So we'll come to that.
Got it.
Because again, the moment she said that, there was another fan, SSRian from France, who posted a video saying that he's all right. We click pictures with him. So what painting? What? So I have probably towards the end of the trip, or we are also aware that the trip was cut short immediately.
Yeah.
So something like that, maybe that moment, because as I said, I'll come back and I'll explain why.
Sure. So again, the point that we all are trying to make is SSR wasn't that mentally weak कि वो किसी पेंटिंग को देख के यार डिप्रेशन में चला जाएगा. I mean, थोड़ा लॉजिकल बात करना चाहिए था, थोड़ा डेटा पॉइंट भी दो तो थोड़ा लॉजिकल देना चाहिए था. Anyways, going to the next one. According to Neeraj, SSR used to wake up early, but according to Pithani, SSR slept around 1 a.m. ये हमने कल भी बात की थी. So if according to Neeraj, if SSR used to sleep early, So by common sense, the lights would not. I think we discussed about this yesterday, so I'm going to skip this one. According to Patani, Neeraj Keshav, they thought the SSR closed the door because he was sleeping and didn't want anyone to disturb. So the first contradiction is SSR never used to close the door while sleeping. और ये फैक्ट ऐसा इसलिए है क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोगों ने इसके बारे में बताया है. इवन आई थिंक पिठानी ने मेंशन किया था कि वो ओपन डोर लाइक लॉक करके नहीं सोते थे. सर हमेशा ऐसे ही सोते थे. And it was a very kind of a open door kind of thing at his place. So why they were constantly knocking the door? यहाँ पर I really want to bring one photograph. जिस डोर की बार बार बात होती है, बहुत बार इन्होंने बात की है. ये है वो डोर जिसको ना तो उनसे तोड़ा गया था और जिसको बहुत पीटा गया था. This particular screen grab is from that आज तक का जो वीडियो जिन्होंने सारा रूम वगैरह सब कुछ दिखाया था. और तो इफ यू लुक एट द थिकनेस ऑफ दिस डोर, फ्रैंकली स्पीकिंग, इस पे तो अगर कॉमन रेगुलर बंदा भी इस पे
अकेला तोड़ दो इसको
10 बार भी क्या 5 बार में 5 मुक्कों से तोड़ दे इस दरवाजे को. तो ऐसा. और अगर मैं इसको थोड़ा ध्यान से देखूं,
भी डिफिकल्ट होता है, बट यूजुअली देयर वर 3 of them, so if 3 of them could have used their shoulder and just with 1 2 3 go खटक, they could have done it.
करेक्ट. तो अभी ये जो पिक्चर में ये जो लॉक दिख रहा है, आई एम श्योर दिस वाज आफ्टर द फैक्ट, सो दिस वाज अ न्यू लॉक दैट वाज पुट ऑन. बट अगर दरवाजा देखा जाए तो मुझे इतना कोई कॉम्प्लिकेटेड या बड़ा सोफिस्टिकेटेड डोर नहीं दिख रहा कि इसके ऊपर बहुत सोफिस्टिकेटेड लॉक लगाया होगा कोई. इतना क्या मुसीबत थी इसको तोड़ने में भी. जिस तरह की ये लकड़ी लग रही है, जिस तरह की अगेन आई होप एवरीबॉडी अंडरस्टैंड्स द वर्ड चौखाट. ये जो चौखाट है ये तो चेंज नहीं हुई होगी. जस्ट द डोर वुड हैव बीन चेंज्ड अगर उसने ताला तोड़ा भी है तो.
द फ्रेम इज स्टिल द सेम.
एग्जैक्टली, द फ्रेम. फ्रेम इज द राइट वर्ड. उसको मैं चौखाट जिसको बोल रहा हूँ. हाँ जी बोले.
This picture that you are referring to is the Crime Tak wala?
Is the one Crime Tak.
Okay, but I think you should have taken that one, no, of the day itself, because there's a much more clearer sight of the 14th when the DCP and the sister is standing. We can see there is nothing happened to the lock in that picture.
Okay, maybe if you have that handy, ये वाली मेरे folder में थी. If you can share it to me, I'll thread it. But I just wanted to show the thickness. Yes, you're right. We should have shown the same door, which was on the same day, because this door could have been changed. But I will
guys, moderators, Venki and all behind, they can fatabat. I mean, all they have to do is just type on Google and it will be there.
Got it.
Or we move forward. I mean, everybody's known about this. It's like,
yes, please
continue.
Can I mention one thing here?
Sure.
Just because we are going through, we already went through that 1 o'clock sleeping thing, right? Where do you think the witness that that Vivekanand ji was talking about, do you think like that witness even stands?
He was talking about 13th below
13th night.
13th night below Ria's building.
Right. So he was talking about seeing SSR and Ria together at around 1:30, right?
Time I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
That's the time he had told, in that 1:30 time. So यहाँ पे like Pitani या staff कोई भी कुछ भी तो mention नहीं किए हैं. So I don't know where that stands. I mean, they would not have mentioned, but I would think why they would not mention, because if he went out and came, they could have still mentioned it.
There.
If that happened.
Okay.
Can you zoom in, bro?
Yeah. So I was able to find a great picture actually.
Yeah, it's a nice clean picture.
This one is clear here.
Nothing is broken.
Yeah. So this is the door. Again, जो दूसरा door भी था वो ज़्यादा different नहीं था. Obviously, this looks a little more stylish for sure. But the frame, जिसे चौखाट में बोल रहा हूँ, everything looks the same. It is such a thin door. इसको तो 2 या 3 hinges के साथ लगा हुआ door है ये. It could have easily been broken. और अगर आप देखें, जितना मैं zoom in कर सकता हूँ, I don't see the lock kind of broken or something. और सबसे बड़ी अब इस picture से actually I don't know why I did download this picture earlier, but if you look at it, this door is opening on this side. The moment this door lock was opened or darwaza khula hoga, this room is not a big room. Everything could have been easily
Right,
like
right.
एक glance में सब कुछ दिखा हुआ होगा. So I really yeah, this is really Patani definitely has everything in his head, man. I don't know why he's. Yep. So this is actually a very good picture. And imagine uh, these guys still don't have any gloves.
They don't have gloves. They're walking all over the place.
Yeah. I don't know. Does this guy is this wearing a no? Even this guy, right? Whatever this hand is, even he doesn't have a glove. Anyways. All right. Uh, how come they didn't? Okay. Yes. This was also a good point. Okay. Let me first finish the 35th. Contradiction 1. SSR never used to close the door, so why were they all constantly knocking the door in every 15 minutes? Now, agar wo utha tha and he comes out of the room, contradiction. If he woke up at 6 a.m., then why would he again sleep at around 8:30? तो वो दोबारा ऐसा क्या दवाई खा के या चीज करके सो गया कि भाई वो 2 घंटे के अंदर फिर उसको नींद आ गई. I mean, everything was very contradictory. And to add to that, they didn't hear any painful sound. Of course, if somebody is committing suicide or if somebody is hanging, then he would definitely make some kind of एक अपने आप को breathless होने की आवाज ही आती है. तो वो ये लोगों को क्यों नहीं सुनी? Yes, please.
So around when did the theory of PlayStation come here? The video game. The
What?
night or the morning?
Sorry, what?
When did the PlayStation theory come in? In the night or in the morning? Then
Morning,
I-
morning,
Morning में था वो तो ना.
morning. I think it was
When he woke up
around
in the morning.
just before 11.
After the walk
So-
or something.
Yeah.
okay. So he wakes up in the morning, and then there is so he's supposed to be playing PlayStation, but as the door opens, there is no TV inside. There is no PS inside.
No, but
That's
this
a
was
lie.
No,
this
that
was
was-
not the room, right? That was the living room, the main room, जहाँ पर TV or
So he came
Yeah.
outside and played. That's what
Yeah.
they're saying.
yes.
He played and then he went in the room and then he locked
Okay.
himself. That was the
Okay.
story.
Cool. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean,
He went in and he
So-
asked for something to drink
Yeah.
as well. So after that,
see, actually, the story was really not that. The story, it became like that only because they thought that they'll play the PlayStation and then later जब story निकलेगा, it'll be like they played PlayStation, then फिर और कुछ हुआ होगा, उसके बाद वो अंदर गए होंगे. But मैं जैसे बोली ना, वो थोड़ा टाइमिंग में थोड़ा गड़बड़ हो गया. उसकी वजह से the story came out in that way because वो थोड़ा जल्दी में हो गया.
Maybe the cover up didn't go according to their plan.
Exactly. So
All
they
right.
didn't have there was not much gap between him between them declaring him as dead or Mitu Didi coming and the PlayStation the gaming.
And the
Gap
second
come
thing
over.
is, how
One more
is that
thing,
his
Varun.
room? Again, what baffles me is how there's no clothing in that cupboard. The cupboard is open. There's not enough. Where is his clothing?
नहीं इस वाली फोटोग्राफ में तो वैसे भी थोड़ा कम दिख रहा है. Let me just flash the photograph one more time. इसके
Yeah, but
अंदर
if you see also this it's all khali like कुछ भी है नहीं ज्यादा कुछ वहाँ पे.
हाँ. And if you remember
Because-
the other photograph that we have been seeing, right? वहां पर यहाँ पर भी कुछ पड़ा था ऊपर, some white cloth. In this
Yeah.
particular picture, that cloth is also missing now. Let me actually look for that picture also now. Now I'm really inquisitive
Is that what
because
they used?
if I remember correctly,
Is that what is on the bed like for that extra to cover everything they would have used
yeah.
later?
also
Yeah.
Pitani said that they spoke at around one-ish, I believe, in the night. But the neighbor said that the lights went off. So
Yeah.
again, that's a contradiction there.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find that photograph. Maybe if somebody can find it, that will be helpful.
Did the neighbor say, if anybody remembers, like She said by 10 all the lights were off,
Yeah,
except
yeah.
the
She
kitchen
said
light.
it was unusual.
Kitchen light
She
was on,
said,
right?
yeah, she said usually the lights used to be on till very late in the morning. I mean, early in the morning, like 3 or 2. That night it went off very early, like around 10:30. That's what I remember. We could cross check.
Yeah. Okay, now I was able to find this, and this is a little. Let me open this picture for you guys. This is, I think, the same picture, but maybe a couple of seconds late, where this police officer is trying to maybe tell, the sister ke kya hua, missing key and all that. But let me open this photograph now. If you look at this, I'm a little confused now. Why do I see legs on this side now? Was it always this side?
Yeah, it's always this side.
Okay,
The
okay,
face was on the.
okay. Yeah, maybe I lost. Yeah, quite possible. And see,
This guy
this is
standing in
the
front
only
of
guy.
the wardrobe, basically. He's standing in front of the wardrobe.
Yeah, and this guy is the only one who's wearing gloves. None of these people have gloves on.
And the guy who's wearing the gloves has a bag in his hand. So
Yeah, he's picking up
That's the
stuff.
cover. That's the Rexine cover.
Yeah, and this is
I'm
the
not
guy,
sure.
the
It looks more
pink
like a
hat,
small bag, but
the
maybe.
pink guy, right? The pink hat guy.
Pink
In
hat,
even
Yeah,
your
yeah,
video that you saw.
yeah.
This is the same guy. इसको पकड़ के भी बहुत कुछ निकलेगा actually. Anyways, so let me go back to the document. Okay. Okay. So yes, about the noise, right? I mean, if somebody is trying to commit suicide, let me just remove this. If somebody is trying to commit suicide, या पंखे से या कहीं से भी लटक रहा है, तो वो आवाज तो ऑटोमेटिकली निकलती है चीखने की या अपने आप को breathless होने की. And if these guys were constantly banging the door, why were they not able to hear any kind of screams? Why were they not able to hear any kind of sound? So that also is another thing which definitely didn't make any sense.
And how many 5 minutes, 10 minutes did they bang the door? And after that, if they called, why did it wait for 2 hours? It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, if you recall, there was also a report which said that when CBI was questioning them separately and together, there was a whole lot of contradictions, and they were themselves not able to, kind of confirm what each one of them was saying. And Pitani had to come to, rescue to make them stop fighting and stuff like that.
See, that is where all the inconsistencies come, right? Because when Neeraj was saying, he was saying कि 10:30 को हम knock कर रहे थे and sir was not opening the door. But then again, correctly at 10:51 is when that message has gone about Flipkart message 10:51, but that is sent by Deepesh. So वहां पे ना उन लोगों के बीच में ही इतना like timing में इधर उधर हो गया है 15-20 minutes इधर उधर हुआ है because they knew they were all little bit cool with everything because they knew that it will be handled by the cops. Like they didn't need to worry too much about anything.
Yeah, they didn't expect
They just had to be there to kind of give it away to them. That's
to be honest, I feel somebody was already there with them from the night or since morning. They wouldn't have been alone.
So
that's what
I don't know why Singh Love AKG. I don't know why you're saying this. This is not the actual room where the incident happened. I'm sure for that. I mean, this is the room which
I
has.
think he's telling that the killing didn't happen there, like the murder didn't happen there. That's what he's probably saying.
Okay, no, I think I saw. Okay, yeah, it's actually the Sushant's room, or he was brought after getting killed from somewhere else. That's what he's trying to say.
Positive, yeah.
Yeah, we've been also saying the same.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's completely just wrap this document quickly. So if Neeraj and all thought SSR was sleeping, then why did they call SSR's sister? Thinking that once she comes, he will open the door. While it's obvious that SSR would automatically come out of the room once he's awake, what is the connection with the mentality of Neeraj and all with the action they took? Their mentality, SSR was sleeping, their action, call the sister, then SSR would open the door. This is completely illogical. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Here, let me add something.
Sure.
The sister was called because today again I went and watched those videos where Smita Parekh is explaining everything. They called the sister. When they called the sister, that moment she was 15 minutes away. So basically, they had already gone to that point where they had everything ready, and then at that moment when they called her, she was already she was 15 minutes away. Like the time that Pitani called her and told that he has hung himself, she was only 15 minutes away.
Yeah, so first they informed that he wasn't opening the door, and then of course the second call went when she was 15 minutes away.
Because still they kept telling her that he drank juice, he went back, and he's sleeping. Like they kept giving reasons when she was calling.
Can anybody update me as to where does the sister live in Bombay? He is at Carter Road. Where does the sister
I
live?
think Malad is what I remember.
Malad,
I can check and I will just confirm. I'm not sure, but I think Malad.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. If Neeraj and all, okay, this one covered. According to Neeraj, SSR had no mental issues, depression. He said it in a Republic interview. Pitani, SSR had some mental issues, but didn't know what to call it. He said it in the Arnab show. Ria, SSR was depressed. He was taking medicines for that. She said it in Aaj Tak interview with Raj. Best part is all of them lived with SSR for about more than a year, but still have different contradictory statements. Yeah, please, bolo. You're mute.
Freeze, it's Goregaon, sorry, not Malad.
Goregaon. Okay. So Ria said SSR was depressed. He was taking medicines for that. Said at Aaj Tak and Rajdeep. And in Rajdeep's interview, she said on the 8th, she had a therapy appointment with Walker, not Sushant. Okay, so we till now don't know if actually the therapy was for the lady or for Sushant.
That we already know. That we already know from Susan Walker. She already gave statement and all, right? But
no. Susan Walker later on Mojo 2, Barakatat has came and said that he was depressed. Yevo. But at Rajdeep's interview, so matlab dono depressed hai basically.
That is what she was telling even Rajdeep's interview, that she later on started getting depressed because of him. That's what she said. That because of him, usko dekhte ke usko bhi depression aa gaya tha baad mein. Okay. And to go back to the Susan Walker, I want to put one main point with Susan Walker there. To go back to that, is like Susan Walker actually said that they had called her, like there was no clinical trial being done to tell that he had bipolar. It was all just verbal communication, right? So basically, like if he's saying that I'm feeling like this, I'm hallucinating, I'm having this kind of feeling, or I'm feeling depressed, or whatever, all that explanation, and then she has told, okay, you're bipolar, basically like that. No clinical trial, because she said later on, so this was the first time they met. After that, later on, when she tried to reach out to Ria, then Ria, for the clinical trial, she tried to reach out for clinical trial. This I've heard, I've heard that part of it, the interview. That time there was no answer from Ria, which means they never went for a clinical trial. So basically, this was just an alibi. Susan Walker was just an alibi because they had already gone to Kersey Chawra, right? So that was enough. But that was not enough for Ria because ये पूरा planned था ना, so उनको और भी doctors का alibi चाहिए था. So that's why he was taken to Susan Walker to just create that another layer of like a doctor telling something, because she never did clinical trial. That was very clear.
Okay.
Varun, you might want to answer this question that Vinita is asking.
Yeah, maybe Freeze, because you're in Mumbai, right?
Lockdown was on, no, Baba.
Not just that, yeah. So earlier they said he's still in the room. He's not opening the door, and then the second call was when she was 15 minutes away. So there were like a couple of calls, right?
Right.
So first they said that he's in the room, he's not opening the door, and then there was a call that we've opened the door and the rest.
Correct. Yeah, that's also true. That they
And
had multiple calls. Or
yeah, Shivani is asking, like, is clinical trial different? So I think clinical trial, they'll do more tests on him and everything. This is like, you just go to the doctor, you just talk and you consult. That's
This
just
was just a
consultation.
casual
Yeah, it was just a
meeting
consultation.
where they're saying what problem, why you coming across, why you feel whatever.
Arnab actually had confirmed this with one of the doctors that Riyad mentioned about, and he had said that this was a very, very mild case of anxiety, and it was a very, very regular medication that was prescribed, and it was nothing that stood out or was anywhere close to clinical depression.
So that means basically but the bipolar medicine was actually given by Kersey Chawla, right? So that means
Yeah, that was a different
yeah.
doctor.
So he
This
was
is a
the
different doctor.
only doctor that was actually kind of completely roped into this. And we know that he's a very close friend of, I mean, he's everywhere in Bollywood.
No, he's the authorized depression
Doctor for
doctor
it.
of the industry only.
depression consultant. That's what his title should be, depression consultant.
जितने भी
Anyways.
मरे उसके पास ही पहले गए फिर मरे.
Okay.
People should not go to him then.
Yeah. Now, after this, best part is that all of them lived. ये तो हो गया अच्छा 39. नीरज ने कहा था Riya used to give SSR medicine. Said in a Republic interview. Pithani ने बोला था he used to give the medicines, 2 tablets, and this is what we were talking about yesterday as well. But when Arnab asked him कि वो दवाई कौन लाके देता था, तो उसने बोला did Riya get those medicines? He said no. And why would Riya get the medicines? मतलब उसके लिए defensive हो रहा था. This is one thing which came out very odd in that interview. I mean, तुम सीधा ये भी बोल सकते हो कि नहीं वो नहीं देती थी, ये हेल्पर थे, हमारी टीम थे, whatever, they used to get it. Why would Riya go to a pharmacy and get a medicine? इस तरह का जवाब देना was also very odd for him to say that. And then him acknowledging that yes, he was the one who used to give those 2 tablets. जब उससे पूछा गया दवाई का नाम, तो उसको दवाई का नाम भी नहीं पता था. One thing which I also found very odd. हमारे घर में भी होता है.
Q-tip he said.
One
What?
he said. Yeah, he said one
Q-tip
name.
he said.
No. If you listen to this particular interview, which I am talking about, with Arnab, he asked what medicine. He said I don't know. और अर्नब ने वहां पर बोला what do you mean you don't know? You were giving the medicine. What do you mean? और अर्नब ने बड़ी बात emphasize करके बोला what do you mean you don't know? You were giving a medicine. How do you say that you don't know anything? तो और उसके बाद मुझे लगता है दूसरे इंटरव्यू में जाके उसने बोला होगा, याद किया होगा whatever.
नविका.
हाँ, तो ये अर्नब का जो इंटरव्यू जिसके अंदर वो भागा था हैदराबाद से, राइट, वहां पर उसको इसका जवाब ही नहीं था कि मुझे नहीं पता.
और
नविका को भी हैदराबाद से ही दिया उसने.
हाँ, और वहां पर ही उसने उसको पकड़ लिया कि भाई हाउ कैन यू से दैट? तुम किसी को दवाई देते हो, घर में किसी को भी देते हो, राइट, डिस्प्रिन देते हो, क्रोसिन देते हो, कुछ भी देते हो, यू चेक फ्यू थिंग्स, राइट, दैट पहली बात दवाई देने से पहले एक्सपायरेशन डेट तो ठीक है ना भाई, यू आर गिविंग इट टू अ स्टार, अ मूवी स्टार. You're not giving it to your friend. अपने कॉलेज का कोई चड्डी बड्डी नहीं है जिसको तुम एक दवाई दे रहे हो यार. तुम you're working for someone, you will check ये दवाई ठीक है, कुछ गड़बड़ तो नहीं है, and you read the जो भी होता है, and you say prescription थी, तो prescription medicine अगर थी तो prescription से आती थी, तो तुम्हें तो prescription का पता ही होगा यार, because you're end of the day you're giving it to him. कल को कोई तुम्हें फोन करके पूछता है कि यार वो दवाई खत्म हुई या नहीं हुई, तो कोई तुमसे पूछेगा तो तुम उसको जवाब नहीं दोगे कि भाई दवाई का नाम क्या है, इसकी प्रिस्क्रिप्शन है कि नहीं. आई मीन वेरी कॉमन सेंसिकल थिंग्स, बट वहां पर कॉमन सेंस तो ऑब्वियसली यूज हुई नहीं.
Basically, he was just there.
Please tell me if there's any mention of Pithani actually going back to the family and mentioning that SSR was suffering from depression or anything of that sort, or because Riya we clearly know has not done that. So did Pithani do something this sort? Why? My question is why, when he was so close to them.
He did accompany him while going to Haryana, no?
And even then he did not. So that's a big question mark. I mean, if you're so close to the family, you would at least go and confide in somebody who you're comfortable with and at least let them know that he's keeping unwell. Maybe not to the extent that if you feel that you cannot, but you would, right?
Well, for that, America, I would say, like, suppose if it's me, because even I've lived outside my house most of my life. anything, let be my friend or whatever, I used to always say, "Mummy phone ki to kuch bolna mat." So it's like, why to trouble my mother? Why to tell anything? I'll handle it. So on that basis, yeah, probably.
वो I think is understandable because that's a common. I don't even call it Indian behavior. It's a common human behavior that when your parents, your siblings, they call you, you don't want to just share everything, right? You don't open up right away. कि यार मुझे इस time पे ये problem है. You
No,
talk.
this also I'm saying, Varun, because there's been a lot of questions that's been raised. How did the parents didn't know? How did the father didn't know? He didn't try to reach, because even she emphasized this in Rajdeep. तुमको अपने बेटे का ये करना नहीं था, तुमको ये करना नहीं था. Usually what happens, like even when I was in Bahrain, anything, if I'm sick or like anything, I should not tell my mother, oh, I'm fine. Why should I tell her and worry? Even his dad is old, right? So okay, and I'll take care of myself. Everything's fine. मैं क्यों बताऊं कि कुछ भी है, issue है, वो और tension लेंगे, they'll be more worried. Why should I even say that? I'll handle it, man. I'm man enough. I'll take care of that.
But I think the reports also mentioned that the parents were not able to speak with him very frequently. They had to go through a certain person and stuff like that. So when that was happening, and when clearly he was keeping unwell, like sleeping for hours together, then shouldn't Pithani, sort of share this with the family maybe? Like, if he's such a well-wisher and thinking good for Sushant, and he sees that he's at a stretch sleeping for 10 hours, 12 hours, or whatever, 8 hours, and the family has no access to him, is it not his responsibility in that case?
So that is where he comes into the picture, because he actually had in Navika's interview, he did say that he was in contact with the family and uske जीजा messages भेजते थे वो सब, because when he had gone there and met them, they had told him to take care of Sushant and to let them keep in the loop, like let them know everything and all that. तो ये सब उसने नविका के इंटरव्यू में कहा था ऐसे. And then he said one day he even showed like some message that the Jiju had sent to him, to Sushant. And I don't know, I have no idea why there was no direct communication with the Jiju and Sushant at that point. But he said, I showed it to him and he just said it was a long message, or उसने पढ़ा और उसने just कहा हाँ, and he said कि not to reply anything.
But not forgetting, there is also a two messages where the father is messaged Shruti Modi, and the father is messaged Riya also, where he's saying, "Aapko pata hai ki this is me. Why you guys are not responding to me?" And to Shruti Modi, it's like for the ticket. He had got in touch, and it was Shruti Modi's job and duty to book the ticket. She should have done it.
Absolutely. Even our parents, when they're traveling, we are the ones who take the onus and responsibility. They're coming to meet us or they're going somewhere. So absolutely, it was their responsibility. And if they were not informing, I mean, there's certainly some doubts that crop up over here.
They have not responded back to the father. They have not responded at all.
And like the lawyer said, right, they actually depended so much on Pithani. And that is why, even though they had sent a WhatsApp message to the DCP, right? That's I don't remember if they had sent
to of Pithani, they said, yeah.
That time also they told that they thought like they have like Pithani there, like to be like
caretaker. Okay, did I lose my connection or
no?
Is that you, Hema? Okay, Hemaji, looks like today it's your turn. Wow. All right.
Well, have you? Is your VPN on?
Yeah. Hopefully, I'll be good. All right. We'll wait for you, Hemaji, to come back because you're frozen on the screen. We'll go next. So, yeah, I think the 40th question was about the medicine. We talked about it. कि Navika ने भी पूछा था. Arnab Goswami's, this is the one which I was talking about. He forgot the name of the medicine. He very clearly said he doesn't know. Now, Navika ne jab pucha tha, he says he used to give quidipine tablets on 5th August. How could he remember name of the tablets he used to give SSR 4 to 5 days of Arnab interview? And how can he forget the name of the he used to give SSR for 4 months?
And the Q-tipin came fatak like that. In a gif of a second it came.
Yeah. So I think he's definitely, you know,
He by hearted and he came there.
script याद कर ली थी और भूल गया था उस टाइम पे script अपनी. Anyways,
Can I add one more thing here?
yes.
He also mentioned that March is when SSR stopped using that medicine, the bipolar one.
Okay.
He mentioned that in Navika's interview, that March में वो लेना छोड़ दिए थे. वो बोले कि मैं ठीक हूँ, मैं लेना नहीं चाहता. तो मैंने बोला cool. So that's what like Navika was questioning. So you just told cool करके वो question कर रही थी. So that statement I remember. So he said he left. So that's why I think March से उसको probably withdrawals भी हो रहा होगा उसके बाद से.
No, because the gym instructor were also saying, no, you don't continue your
Yes.
stuff with this medication. It's not right. Something like that, right?
So maybe that is the time when he had like started realizing
Stop.
I have to stop it and I have to start like doing something else, you know, things like
And-
that.
and-
See, that's
and
why
one of the-
everything has gone from March, April, May तक ऐसे okay, थोड़ा clarity मिलते
I
मिलते.
will come to that because it's my
Right.
belief that he was improving.
Yes.
He got to know and he was getting
Exactly.
back. In fact, yeah.
And in one of the last videos, maybe Freeze, you can talk about this going forward, you know, which Rhea shared, you know, where she's trying to show that he's crazy, but it's actually like he realizes that, you know, he is on something, they're doing something to him, and that's why he's not responding or reacting in a certain
I'll
way
come
they
to that.
expect. The
I'll
last
come
one
to
you
that.
have. Yeah.
All right. Okay. In the interview, Patani with Arnab Goswami, when Arnab asked Patani who all were, yeah, so I think we talked about this. ये मैंने इंटरव्यू कल दोबारा से एक बार फिर देखा था एक्चुअली आज सुबह और वहां पर he was about to, you know, say something but then he stopped, and which is very evident. He was trying to say some other name. Normally पिठानी ने जहां भी इंटरव्यू दिए जहां उसको क्वेश्चन में फंस भी गया है वहां भी he did not stammer or he did not use the words के ऐसे करके नहीं उसने किया. यहाँ पर वो एकदम से रुका. So yes, Hema ji, I think you wanted to say.
No, I was going to say that is one thing that I had also noticed at that time itself. That why did he stop? Like, was he trying to name somebody? Was Miranda there? I was thinking at that time, was Samuel Miranda there? That's what because that was one guy who was like not there around.
Okay, this one I think we've already touched. SSR was sleeping early in the night from 1 week before his death, but according to Patani, 1 baje, I think we've covered this. According to Rhea, SSR made Disha Salian only once. Now think logically, a top-class celebrity meets his manager only once in a month.
Rubbish.
Logical.
See, it could also be true. It doesn't like they don't need to meet, right? We have seen the chats. Like April ka Sara chats. I don't remember kaun sa channel usme jo nikale the. You can see like she was like they were in constant touch. She was working and they were working on some other project. I'm not talking about all this ads and all. हाँ, not just endorsement. There were other chats जिसमें वो बोल रहे हैं कि I will use Siddharth Pitani's phone, and then she's telling that okay, I will let all this whole group know that that we will be doing these calls here there. So something was going on there. Some kind of testing. Some kind of testing was going on. If you look back, I mean, we may want to go back and look at like those chats, but there was a lot of communication at that point.
Plus, there was lockdown. So, if they met post or spoke post lockdown, there was very little chance that they could have met in person, and probably which is why they just met once.
Okay. According to Britannia,
you know what? I'll tell you, lockdown, whatever. Trust me, only the first 1 month was like really strict. Otherwise, people in Bombay whoever wanted to go were from here.
Okay. According to Patani, SSR wanted to stop his career, but we all know he had plans to go to Hollywood. And those who are thinking, then why didn't SSR write about going to Hollywood in his 50? His dreams and plans are different. यहाँ पर मैं obviously थोड़ा सा contradict इसलिए करना चाहूँगा because he had discussed this plan to do the organic farming even with Mahesh Shetty. Mahesh Shetty ने भी वो acknowledge किया. He had discussed this with people in the farm as well. जहाँ पर बात की थी कि मैं there are certain things he wanted to grow and do it on his own. और वो थक भी गया था एक दो बार because of all the frustration of the blind articles and all that stuff. He had made enough money that he said कि उस पैसे से यार या तो मैं अपने आप ही अपनी मूवीज बना लूंगा और अपना कंटेंट बना लूंगा या मैं अपनी फार्मिंग में इतना हो जाऊंगा कि I don't need to really do movies. One movie a year is good enough and enough money for me to just live my life. तो ये कहना कि and the career के लिए तो he was like, obviously he was not that worried at that point of time because he had enough money. Yes,
Yeah, she's in Dubai.
yeah, she's in Dubai.
Yeah. On this, even Ria said that he had decided and he had already selected a place in Kurg. In fact, in the Rajdeep interview, Ria was saying, besides the Kurg, we thought we'll go and chill out in Goa for 2 months, one month or 2 months. So she was actually kind of asking him, before you take the Kurg one, we'll go to Goa for some time and then you could move to Kurg. That's her own words.
Yeah, that was in the audio that she leaked, where they're talking about his finances. Kya karna
No,
hai,
she
and
said Rajdeep Sardesai also. She's
okay,
told him.
that I don't remember, but वो जो audio call जो leak किया था उसने, उसमें वो clearly बोल रही है, where he's telling that I plan कि Panvel या what, not Panvel, what I'm talking about somebody else now, some वो जो farm में रहने का, that time she says no, we will go be in Goa for like few months and will come. तो उस audio leak में भी वो है, where they're talking to I think Shruti Modi or somebody on the finances कि क्या करना है and वो सब जो उसने leak किया था.
Okay. All right. Last few questions. I think this is done. That was cleaned up after 14th, as we could see in the video shot by Crime Thug channel. Another thing is, how did they get permission to go inside the house? Why wasn't the house sealed? While in Sunanda Pushkar case, the hotel room was sealed for about 4 years. Here in SSR, why they were in so much hurry? Of course, we've talked about it. We've touched upon it. This is all bossed up. And imagine, forget the crime aspect and all that. Crime Thug channel. Even regular people were like going in and about and looking at the room and police वहाँ पानी पीने जा रही है और पता नहीं क्या क्या कर रही है. So
from cream color walls is turned into white, milk white. Okay, and in the milk white, when the Crime Thug goes inside, there is a red color fall ceiling also.
So this is the Crime Thug reporter, and things have drastically obviously changed. और ये I think भूपेश जी ने भी बताया था कि पेंट के अंदर जो मार्क्स होते हैं या जो एविडेंसेस होते हैं, they get there for like 4 days, 4 दिन तक के लिए फिर भी हो सकते हैं. पर इन लोगों को इतनी जल्दी थी कि उसको फटाफट व्हाइट वॉश करो, सारे जो बचे कुचे भी एविडेंस हैं वो भी क्लीन हो जाए, साफ हो जाए. Okay. How could a normal fan handle the weight of 80 kgs? Even if the fan handled the weight, how come the blades didn't bend even a bit? So in सब चीजों के बीच में, right? I mean, I have never seen it, and I would love to know अगर किसी और ने वो फैन या वो स्ट्रक्चर जिसपे वो कपड़ा बंधा था, वो कभी उसकी कोई फोटोग्राफ कहीं किसी ने देखी है? Because fan would have easily, बेंड तो हो ही जाता, वो तो नो डाउट अबाउट इट. अगर वो ब्लेड्स हैं, ब्लेड्स के ऊपर किसी तरह अगर, और वो भी अगर ये कुर्ता टाइप मटेरियल दिखा रहे हो तो पक्का ही होगा यार.
The only pictures or vision that we have of the room is by the person taken, which is the police person. And in so many other, so many multiple pictures and video, the frame has never gone on top. They have kept it on level. They've not even shown the ceiling yet.
And to add to it, the family lawyer, Mr. Singh, he's always mentioned that somebody who is so used to taking so many pictures and videos, who was doing the same thing even when, the last rites were being performed for Sushant, how come that man just forgot to take any picture of the fan or him hanging or the cloth, from the fan? So, yeah, I mean, that again raises many questions.
America, this haramkhor, when the CBI got him, he was removing his, he was shooting the media people sitting inside the car.
Imagine. And I clearly remember this one clip where, the Republic lady is trying to catch hold of him and he's trying to evade, and there is this last one particular look that he gives her. And I swear on God, I mean, it's so like that of a, cold, I mean, I don't want to elaborate on a public platform, but definitely it's not usual and regular look, you know. I mean, a seasoned person would kind of have that kind of demeanor, you know, and somebody who's
Where is
into it.
waiting for that door to open? No, he's just left alone outside.
And also, Neeraj told his statement was that he saw the body, like whatever hanging slant, right? The leg was outside the bed. I feel that I don't think they even had time to do anything. I think the body, they had just laid it and that is how it was. I don't think they have even done anything. Like they've not like even tried doing that hanging thing even to show.
So, if you watch some of Bhupeshji's videos, you know, he has very clearly elaborated that as per the postmortem report, where is it that blood accumulates if you are hanging, and what happens if you're lying straight on the bed? Yeah, exactly. So that would be a good video to refer to, you know, to understand that yes, he was never hanging at all. I mean, they've contradicted themselves out there right away.
Okay. All right. Few last questions. The green kurta, which is said that the SR commit suicide, was carried by a policeman. The cloth piece was put in a transparent bag, but why didn't the policeman wear gloves? Of course, we saw that. According to SSR, when she reached SSR room, she saw some torn pages. But according to Pithani, there were no torn pages, as in Navika's. So ये एक डायरी का भी बहुत kind of बहुत डिबेट चला था. Again, I'm kind of losing track of around that diary itself, कि वो डायरी के pages मिले, डायरी मिली, डायरी में pages जो फटे हुए मिले and all that stuff. Anything anybody wants to add?
According to Patani, there were chits. There were chits in the drawer.
Yes. He was badly caught by Navika on this point, you know, and then he said that, yeah, Sushant had a habit. He used to scribble and, crumple the pages and throw it on the ground, or sometimes just make chits and put it inside, you know. When in reality, everyone else says that he was very, very meticulous and he organized it very, very well. So,
Yeah.
again, big contradiction.
And I remember him saying that he had at least 12 diaries or something like that. Like a lot of diaries.
I think he said, no, he said, I gave all the diaries to the police. He said, I gave all the diaries. And one of the diary was shown. Somebody had gone inside, I don't know, it was Republic or which channel.
That
and
was only,
they showed the torn pages.
So that was the only diary, I think, that came into our like public view,
Yeah.
right? No other diary.
When
Is
even
this
the
also
police was
correct?
walking outside, he only had a polythene bag and the green crop. We have not seen any diary going out of the house. We've not seen any police officer taking diary out of the only the green polythene bag and the green cloth, and I don't know what else was there in that. But we didn't see any diary coming out of the crime scene.
But there were a lot of people caught, like I had a picture somewhere. They had a lot of people caught where you could see they had like some kind of book in the pocket, and then there was a bag which was like having like polythene cover which had a lot of stuff. We have no idea who
We've
those
seen
people
those three
were.
guys,
There
no,
were 3-4
walking.
people.
We have seen those three guys walking with some satchel and bag. Remember?
Yeah.
You all know that picture?
Yeah,
It's like, who are these guys?
I know. Right.
One more question. Would it be right to say that Pithani was the one person who managed everything that was IT related for Sushant? And there is a huge angle to this entire case, which has to do with information technology, app development, a lot of things
Oh,
that
yeah. Yes.
Sushant would have stored and information he would have gathered, as we hear, about various things. So, where is that link? And can we dig out something on that particular?
Yes, I think
aspect?
that's a huge part, and that is why, like we like the last time we heard from Baby Penguin on it was on August 9th. That's it. As soon as he sent the tweet and everybody started bombarding, after that, our COVID situation is so bad, like so bad right now. Where is the app? We never heard anything after that. They went completely low profile on it.
Yeah.
So there is
So
a
even
reason
the
for
side of the
company-
app also.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and also I think it was already proved that the patent, like that they had the patent, which means where did they get that patent? Because
The
since
company the company registered by RIA, in which Shobik is also the director, is also an AI company, which with Sushant. And not forgetting, Patani also goes back to Hyderabad. And if you remember, Navika was shocked. Even I was shocked. He goes and he registers a company over there. He just come back from such a big crime mystery, and he comes back to Hyderabad and he registers a company of his own. That is very shocking.
And I think August 5th was when she was summoned by ED. And after that is when, like August 9th, that COVID app thing, came on Twitter. And then between that time also, I think there was like at least 17 times, because the 7th was when she would go to ED. Before that, 17 times the IP address was changed. So because of which, even though they found that there was Shovik's address, email address, and Sushant's email address connected to that, this is something that ED had found, but it went nowhere because the servers were changed, right? So it went nowhere. So basically, by then she had resigned. She had resigned from that company also.
Yeah.
By then, so she had done a lot of things before the EDI catches her. These were all the things that was done. So probably they sold that to someone.
And the CA with whom I spoke, 2 CAs I spoke, both of them said this is a very fraudulent move of changing IP addresses.
So,
If the ED and if the CBI is taking care of that, then good.
Yeah. So that's all like connected with the AI stuff, I think.
That's right. And this all of this information, if we tie it back again to Irey Katha Mridula's story, there is a part in it that mentions something similar. So let's just remember this in the backdrop and take this forward.
Okay, I think we did talk about the distance, but one of the other points, the BMC quarantine Bihar's top cop, this was also very, very odd. कि वो investigation या काम के लिए आते हैं और उनको कर दिया जाता है because so that time could be wasted maybe. But at the same time और बाकी लोग leaders सब लोग जो travel कर रहे थे, even what is this name, Sardesai, वो आके इंटरव्यू ले सकता है, उसको क्वारंटीन करने की जरूरत नहीं है. But the cop who was supposed to handle this case had to be quarantined क्योंकि उसमें शायद कोविड के साइंस दिखे होंगे इन लोगों को पहले से ही. So yeah, that was definitely something very fishy.
Because I feel they were going, the Bihar Patna cops were hitting the banks. They were hitting these people. And I think a complete total cover-up was not done yet. So they were buying time by doing all this stuff.
See, honestly, I was amazed to see one police force treating the other police force in this manner to begin with. Everything else came after that. I mean, it was appalling to see this could happen, to be very honest.
Okay. Okay, last I think 3-4 questions here. Your points वही हैं. I think we talked about them yesterday as well. According to the mortuary guy, ये वो interview है जो एक कार में बैठ के, I think Times Now या किसी ने उससे बड़े clear questions पूछे और बड़े clear उसने answer दिए that yes, SSR had needle marks on his feet, he had needle marks on his neck, leg was broken, doctors who conducted were saying it's a murder, ligature mark था ही नहीं because when they cleaned or washed his body, those went away. So अगर वो ligature mark था, अगर वो था, तो how could it go away? And again, these are all based from the interviews and ये जो needle marks का था, ये सिर्फ neck पे नहीं, जैसे बहुत लोग कहते थे. और एक और चीज जो इस इंसान ने बोली थी, which is not captured here, is कि उसने खुद अपनी पर्सपेक्टिव से बोला था कि हम लोग बॉडी देख के बता सकते हैं कि ये सुसाइड है या मर्डर है. और उसने बिल्कुल क्लियर बोला था कि द मोमेंट आई लुक्ड एट द बॉडी, it was a clear sign of somebody killing this guy. तो obviously हम लोग तो सिर्फ पिक्चर्स और इस तरह के एविडेंस को देख के ही अपना थोड़ा एनालिसिस कर रहे हैं. उसने तो बॉडी को अप फ्रंट एंड क्लोज प्रॉक्सिमिटी में देखा है, तो उसको तो ऑब्वियसली सब साइंस क्लियर दिख रहे होंगे. तो उसके बेसिस पे भी पुलिस को तब भी इसको वही बनाना था कि सुसाइड. So that's also
the legs being broken. About the legs being broken, he said हमको पता है ना, leg तो सीधा रहेगा, ऐसा लटकते थोड़ी रहेगा, टूटा हुआ थोड़ी रहेगा. He said that.
Yeah. I think ये वाला भी थोड़ी देर पहले हम सबने बात की थी. Why did रिया का ना बताना, कुर्ता का fold करना, plastic bag. I think we've covered all of them. The manner in which the dates are written are very similar. ये कल भी हमने बात की थी. ये dates और वो जो S है, जो signature है, उसके अंदर the formation of words. And again, we also talked about the eye pop-up. So this was definitely very helpful. This SSR warrior, I really want to commend you for doing this, and we will take it further. That's a promise. And आपको मैं ये बता देता हूँ कि this guy actually took the effort to add certain these points which we talked about yesterday. Kal tak, I think we had about 52 questions, and he is now constantly adding. And I will definitely, he wants to be away from, any kind of, visibility. So I really appreciate, and I really, agree to that, because not every, individual has to be in the front end. That's fine. But, I really want to thank you for doing this, and I commend you that you've invested so much time, and please continue adding it. We will make this a public document as well, like I said, and we will keep on adding and elaborating and giving it more of a structure. एक structure में इसको करेंगे, and that's what we agreed yesterday, and we will start doing it from today. Yes, Hemaji, please.
Yeah, there is also a discrepancy with what Ria said. Like in the interview, she said when she went to the mortuary, she was told that post-mortem hone ke baad, she will be allowed, right? So
Yeah.
that's like 15th morning she's talking about, because she was there around, I think, 11 or something later. So that is like very something that's not adding up, because if they said they did post-mortem at night, but then here, why is she saying that? Because she's saying that in like this big interview that she's thinking so much and
Right.
saying, but she said that.
I know. ये to add to this, आपने जो बात की है, इसके अंदर इसी इंडिविजुअल ने बोला था कि मैंने ही उसको अलाउ किया था रिया को, एंड मैंने ही बोला था रिया को वेट करने के लिए, क्योंकि वहां उस टाइम पे पोस्टमार्टम चल रहा था और हम पोस्टमार्टम के खत्म होने की वेट कर रहे थे, जिसके बाद मुझे, तो एक तरफ से रिपोर्ट की बात की जाए तो रात को पोस्टमार्टम हुआ. इसकी कन्वर्सेशन के बेसिस पे देखें तो ये जब रिया दिन में आई थी या जब भी आई थी, व्हाटएवर टाइम, और अगर रात को आई रिया, अगर ये भी लेके चले एक पॉसिबिलिटी कि रात को रिया सिर्फ देखने गई, सबसे पहली बात तो है, चाहे रात और दिन हो, मतलब हाउ वाज इवन दैट अलाउड, वो परमिशन भी कैसे मिली टू समबडी टू सी अ बॉडी इवन इन द मिडल ऑफ द नाइट, अगर हम उसको रात लेके चले. और रात की फिर वही बात करूंगा मैं, कोविड का टाइम चल रहा था, तो रात को तो वैसे ही उस टाइम पे वो लॉकडाउन वाला जो कर्फ्यू वाला टाइम था कि रात को बिटवीन सर्टेन आवर्स यू कुड नॉट ट्रैवल और यू कुड नॉट गो.
Yeah.
So
and
how
also-
This is a girl. On the 14th, she didn't bother calling any staff member.
Yeah.
Okay, but she wants to go and visit him at the mortuary. Why?
माफी मांगनी थी ना. Sorry,
So
बाबू.
there is something more to
माफी
this,
मांगनी थी, but she didn't
There is
bother.
something more to
उसको
it,
ये
yes.
नहीं जानना था.
There-
उसको ये नहीं जानना था कि क्या हुआ, because उसको मालूम था क्या हुआ.
Yeah.
हाँ, उसको मालूम था, एंड ये लोग सब अलग अलग टाइम पे कुछ चेक कर रहे थे या कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन पास कर रहे थे. देयर वाज समथिंग गोइंग ऑन बिकॉज देयर वाज ऑलवेज एट एवरी स्टेज वन पर्सन प्रेजेंट.
And
if
also,
you see the entire timeline.
yeah, and also there was like like Surjit Singh Rathod, when he came out also, I remember him telling that he didn't know who was with them, right? But he himself is a producer, and Suraj Singh is a producer, right? These were the people who were there. And Nidhi Parmar, she is a producer. Would they not know a producer? Like, that's just very strange. And he said like pata nahi kaun tha, shayad maa thi. That's what he said in the interview. But it was not Ma, it was the producer. So like everybody, like I don't know, everybody is like trying to save each other, not name anybody.
And one more thing, Hemaji, I want to add here. Again, I'm going to erase story. He says Miss Y vanished, when things fell out, and she couldn't keep things in control, and she was not useful anymore. In this case also similarly, जब हमने कुछ interviews देखे थे, तो एक किसी friend ने जो उस party में present था, दिशा वाली party में, उसने बोला कि you guys don't know, but Ria is in a lot of stress. Again, there is a link, she knows everything, and she's exactly who Miss Y was, as per me. This is completely my personal thought process. These are the links that I've been able to make, and she was there for a reason. Didn't get you, Freeze.
Yeah. So the
Sonal,
message.
what she's written, possible, fantastic.
What is that? It could also be that they want to take his fingerprint to unlock. Ah, wow. It's a good, very
Okay.
good point. Never thought about it.
Yeah.
Or you know, some things get unlocked with your iris also. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Because I'm going on thinking, why did she
Yeah.
bother to go?
इतना बड़ा क्यों रिस्क लिया?
हाँ कुछ तो है, it's not normal, and she's just a small pawn, to be very honest, but she knows everything for
And
sure.
don't
क्योंकि वही
forget,
मैं बोल रहा हूँ, she's not bothered to find out what happened to him on the day. The next day क्यों गई वो उधर? और वो भी पूरे family, भाई सबको लेके गई है उधर.
so that means they had enough time to think about everything that they needed access to, everything. So that makes a lot of sense now, that whether the eyes or fingerprint or something like that.
Correct.
Thank you, Sonal. Fantastic point.
Yeah.
All right. So I
And
think
also don't forget that she was there inside for 45 minutes, according to that guy.
yeah, more than half hour. तो सारे devices वगैरह सबको open करके password change करके, because sometimes you again need to, you know, add certain
तो
details.
रात को भी वही हो रहा था. Then that is what was happening before the guys came to, you know, inform and take everything away, probably.
Probably.
And she's such a drama queen, because when she came out of the mortuary and when they were taking her pictures, you could clearly see her this part. She was purposely trying to, like, you know, hold her forehead together like that, trying to make look like she's cried or something.
So she's very seasoned. She's very
Yeah.
seasoned.
Arey, her
Yes.
crying on Rajdeep, yeah. You didn't see?
Yeah, she's very seasoned.
Fakery it was.
And remember the line she said at in the interview that gives away so much. She said that, why did you say sorry, he asked. So she said, I said I am sorry. I said I'm sorry because you lost your life. That's what she said. That's very, very strange line to say when you love someone. Like, you would not say like, I'm sorry because you lost your life. You'll say like in a different way, right? Because you lost him. But it was very strange the way she said, like, and if you see her expressions and all, also you can like read through that it was as though like he didn't listen to us and he's gone. That kind of like expression.
Just like yours, we'll bring that, because Bhupesh has done a fantastic job. He's
Bhupesh
dissected
sir
the
would be
entire
very good
Rajdeep.
in analyzing that. Yeah,
He's dissected the entire Rajdeep interview, in fact,
because most
in
of the
which
time,
he stopped contradicting.
yeah, even if you're saying something, by the way they say it and the way the expression is, you can like make out what they're actually trying to think in their subconscious.
There is one more video of Bhupesh ji on, where Pitani says absent of photon. I shared it with Varun sometime back. Varun, if you can take that up at some point.
Yeah.
That speaks a lot as well.
So look at the
Look at how she's made her face, that sort of stuff.
She's pretending she's crying.
Yeah, she knows that mask mein na itna hi dikhega, so she's trying very hard to show that part.
All right. Let's get down to the other piece of it. I think a lot of other things to discuss. Maybe Freeze or Himaji, who wants to start?
So both the videos are around 10 to 11 minutes. I have written a notepad, and
You
to
can
be
go
honest,
through it, because I don't really, I mean, it was so long back I did it. I can just chime in.
yeah. So what we'll do is we'll play the video, and after every 5 minutes or 3 minutes, we stop, and I will come in with what I have written down.
Okay, one is a
And I've numbered the video, Varun, 1 and 2. So play the 1 obviously first.
Okay, yeah, I'll play the first.
And I will read out something before or when you start, or just pause it once you start.
So these are just the drugs unseen videos.
Not this one. This one, yeah.
Okay. Should I play now?
I just want to say something before you start this video,
Sure.
and I'll just go off screen and come back again.
Okay.
Okay, so according to me, this is video 1, and according to me, this video is done at sunset time and not at sunrise. This is according to me, okay? Why, I will come to that later. So this is done according to me sunset time. Seems like it's an open balcony, terrace, roof, patio, sun deck, whatever. Which Hemaji is also, she's put a picture in which the grills are there behind, so it makes sense. It's an open space. So he's lying in a hammock, or there's a bed or something over there.
Yeah, it's the farmhouse. It's the balcony of the farmhouse.
Balcony, yeah.
Yeah.
So also, I feel when this video was taken, first of all, I would like to ask everybody, why would she leak such videos? Very selected ones. Okay? So I'll say, why were these videos leaked? And they are leaked very planned, strategically, only and only to show that he is bipolar and he is little weird. Not little or whatever, he's weird. He's bipolar basically. Now, who must have recorded this video? Obviously, the person besides Sushant who's in the video speaking. So that's again, it's Riya, because she's talking to him in this video. Why would you record these videos while talking to him and leak very selectively? Okay? And there's nobody else in this video. It's only both of them. And as Hemaji says in this video, that they have been very carefully leaking videos, and she must be having many more, which she will later on bring on to protect and save herself. Now play the video.
Okay. Before I play that, I see a couple of people in the comments saying, please don't play the video. It is very hurtful. Guys, this is important and relevant. So I apologize ahead of time, but I will just play the video so that we can get the context.
हाय गाइस, वेलकम बैक टू द चैनल। आज थोड़ा हम एनालिसिस करेंगे ये जो 3 वीडियोस अभी जी न्यूज़ ने दिखाया है हमें। वो मैं बता दूं एनालाइज करने से पहले कि ये जो वीडियोस है ये एक्चुअली लीक किए गए। इसका मतलब इसके पीछे कोई स्ट्रैटेजी है, इनको लीक करने के पीछे कोई ना कोई स्ट्रैटेजी है। क्योंकि मैं देख रही थी कि बहुत सारे चैनल्स में वो सोच ही नहीं रहे हैं कि इनको क्यों लीक किया गया है, क्योंकि रिया के पास बहुत सारे वीडियोस होंगे उसके पास, राइट? तो वो स्ट्रैटेजिकली रिलीज कर रहे हैं। जिस तरह से उनका केस चल रहा है उसके हिसाब से लॉयर रिलीज कर रहे हैं। सो अभी वो जो ड्रग्स के में फंसी हुई है, तो ड्रग्स लेने में फंसी हुई है, ड्रग्स को खरीदने में, लाइक फाइनेंस करने में फंसी हुई है, और किसी और के लिए लेने में फंसी हुई है। तो ये बहुत सारे जो भी धाराएं पड़े हैं उसके ऊपर, तो उसके हिसाब से एवरीडे जितना डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है उसके हिसाब से ये लोग रिलीज कर रहे हैं। तो ये जो 2 वीडियोस है ये इसलिए रिलीज किया इन्होंने, ये दिखाने के लिए कि सुशांत डिप्रेस्ड है, बाइपोलर है और ड्रग्ड है, ये दिखाने के लिए उन्होंने रिलीज किया। बट इसमें स्टोरी कुछ और ही है। स्टोरी, इसको देख के स्टोरी कुछ और ही लगता है। और पहली बात तो मैं बता दूं, ये जो वीडियो मैं पहली बार देखी, ये दोनों वीडियोस, like I really had tears in my eyes. Like I felt so bad for like such a brilliant guy, and the way he looked, or at least the way in what kind of vulnerable situation she's taken these videos, and we don't even know like how many videos जिसमें इससे भी worst condition होगा उसमें ले रहे होंगे। So पहली बात तो ये पहला वाला वीडियो हम एनालाइज करेंगे। फर्स्ट सिनेरियो ये है कि ये हो सकता है कि इसमें ऐसे ही मजाक में और बहुत प्यार भरी बातें जैसे एक बॉयफ्रेंड गर्लफ्रेंड करते हैं वैसा कुछ हो रहा हो। जैसे लाइक यू नो व्हेन यू स्पेशली व्हेन यू गेट अप अर्ली इन द मॉर्निंग, सुबह उठो तो तुम्हारा आवाज भी इतना नहीं होता, राइट? आवाज थोड़ा दबा दबा रहता है। तो वो एक सिनेरियो हो सकता है कि इस वीडियो में कुछ भी नहीं है, कि ऐसे ही वो फन में बात कर रहे हैं और इसको वो पूरा टर्न कर रही है ये दिखाने के लिए हमें कि ऐसा हुआ। वो एक सिनेरियो हो सकता है। बट दूसरा सिनेरियो, जिस तरह से वो मैनिपुलेट कर रही है, जिस तरह से वो उसको बोल रही है कि तुम बहुत क्यूट दिख रहे हो, तुम बहुत हैंडसम हो, जिस तरह से वो बोल रही है, वो जो वर्ड्स है ना, जिस तरह से वो बोल रही है, वो प्यार वाले वर्ड्स है नहीं। वो उसमें इंटेंशन पता चलता है, उसमें पता चलता है कि वो मैनिपुलेट कर रही है। सो लाइक वो अपने काइंड ऑफ कंट्रोल में ले रही है उसको, ये सब बोल के, लाइक प्यार से कंट्रोल में ले रही है। जैसे सब बोल रहे थे ना कि वो ब्लैक मैजिक कर रही थी, ये ब्लैक मैजिक, डोंट टॉक अबाउट ऑल दोस, क्योंकि वो सब हमारा क्रेडिबिलिटी खराब करता है। व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट ब्लैक मैजिक एंड ऑल दैट, वो सब एग्जिस्ट करता होगा, बट मैं खुद बिलीव नहीं करती हूँ वो सब में। तो ये ब्लैक मैजिक नहीं है, ये ड्रग्ड वाला मैजिक है। ये उसको ड्रग करके उसको पूरा अपने काइंड ऑफ इतना प्यार देते हैं ना उस टाइम कि उसको पता नहीं चला है, उसके प्यार में वो पूरा डिस्गाइज होके सब कुछ कर रही थी। तो एंड वो जो प्यार के इतने भूखे होते हैं उनको पता नहीं चलता है, वो ऐसे ही उसके अंदर चले जाते हैं। जैसे इफ यू रिमेम्बर कंगना के इंटरव्यू में भी कंगना ने जिस तरह बोला था कि वो क्यों ड्रग करना शुरू की, राइट? उसको ड्रग इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया और वो उसके साथ एक रिलेशन बन गया उसका, और फिर दोनों लेते थे, फिर वो कंट्रोल करने लगता है उसको, एंड वो भी उसमें लाइक डीप होने लगते हैं, वो भी चले जाते हैं उसके नीचे। So that is how it happens, because after that they become addicts, right? जो यहाँ पे बैकग्राउंड है, if you see this, ये एक्चुअली किसी ने ऑलरेडी प्रूव कर दिया कि ये उनका फार्म हाउस जो है, जो कि पुणे में है, वो बैकग्राउंड है। ये कान में दिखाओ, हमारे कान किस कलर के हैं? तुम किस कलर के हो? See, इसमें वो जो
stop your Varun.
What color?
Can I come in?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to add, there are going to be 2 videos. So this is the first video. Now, the most prominent thing you'll see is in this video, Sushant is actually very happy and cheerful. Okay, and as you go on, you'll come to know that he will laugh, he will giggle, he's smiling, but he's behaving very childish. Like, look at the way he replied now, pink. Okay, so it's my belief, it's my assumption that in this video, when this video was shot, he was candy flipped. When I say candy flipped, as in he was drugged with either a CBD plus with MDMA or ecstasy, because he's happy, he's smiling. If you look at his face and his ears, they are a little reddish, or they're reddish in color. This happens when you're doing ecstasy, MDMA, LSD, whatever. Okay? Because again, he was microdosed, the blood rushes through the veins. This happens even if you see people in psychedelic parties, trance parties, if you guys have visited, they're very red. It's all because the blood rushing through their body, and hence very reddish and pinkish body. The body becomes. Continue now.
Is your ear pink बोल रहा है, तो ये यहाँ पे ना ये भी हो सकता है कि अगर वो सुबह उठे हो तो यूजुअली जैसे सुबह के टाइम में थोड़ा सा वो सन में बैठो तो तुम थोड़ा सा ऑरेंज पिंक कैसे दिखते हो, राइट? तो वो भी हो सकता है कि वो ऐसे ही उससे पहले जो रिकॉर्डिंग कर रही है, जितना रिकॉर्डिंग दिखा रही है, उससे पहले वो ये भी बोली हो कि अरे तुम्हारा ईयर्स को देखो कितना पिंक लग रहा है, तुम्हारा फेस कितना पिंक लग रहा है, ऐसा कुछ तो बोली होगी। तो उसके बाद फिर वो पर्पसली उसको पूछ रही होगी कि अरे तुम्हारा ईयर क्या कलर है, तो वो पिंक बोल रहा है। सो बेसिकली उसको शायद डाली होगी।
Freeze, do you want to add that you were talking about that pink?
Yeah, can I come now?
Yeah, add that.
Actually, you came exactly. I was just going to say.
Yeah, because that was just my interpretation as a layman. But I think what you said, that's by your experience, so you can say that.
Then you see, she is basically, she's sitting beside him, and babysitting him like a child. And she's asking him, what's the color of his ear? I mean, who knows what's the color of a ear? We cannot even see a ear. How will he know what's the color of his ear? And look at the way he waits. He stops and he says, like a child, pink. He says, pink. Now, my first question is, as I said, who knows the color of your ear? That's because he is sleeping, and this is evening time, sunset time, and twilight. The amount and the number of parties that I've been to, when the sun sets, your sky is very the twilight color, and reddish pink purple is the tinge in the sky. So he was basically buzzing, and he was seeing reddish and pink all over. If you notice, he doesn't look anywhere, he doesn't know the color of his body. He's because he's lying down and there's sky on top of his, he's saying pink. Okay? So pink is the vision, pink is the color that he's hallucinating. Continue now.
क्योंकि it's just a normal conversation जैसे हम बात कर रहे हैं, तो तुम खुद अगर उसको कुछ बोले होगे पहले कि जिसका रिकॉर्डिंग तो है नहीं, ये रिकॉर्डिंग तो यहाँ से है जहाँ से वो पूछ रही है, नहीं तो वो ऐसे क्यों बोलेगी कि अरे तुम्हारा ईयर दिखाओ, लाइक इस तरफ टर्न करो करके क्यों बोलेगी?
Just stop here, Madhu.
ताकि उसकी वजह से वो ऐसे बोल.
Okay, I want everybody to look at him. He is happy. This is what I'm going on emphasizing. MDMA, ecstasy. If you remember the chat of Gaurav Arya and Riya, she was asking, I've only done once MDMA. Does everybody remember that? Okay. So MDMA, I have a feeling he was given MDMA. Look at his face. He's so happy. He's in an ecstatic state of mind. And he's constantly smiling. Okay? As if you've done bhang or something. He's happy. He's smiling. But he's not a regular Sushant. He's drugged, he's dosed, and he's not aware of it. And once you release this, you will come across the way but there's a very too funny sound and gesture he'll do of woof, sheesh, and then he'll say, which book is he reading? Loaded, he'll say. And just look at the way he'll say it. Continue, Varun.
बोल रही है इसलिए वो बोल रहा है कि हाँ पिंक, क्योंकि वो ऑलरेडी वो वर्ड उसको बोल चुकी है, तो इसीलिए वो भी ऐसे रिप्लाई कर रहा है कि हाँ पिंक कैसे दिख रहा है, पिंक दिख रहा है. So I think like there's really nothing abnormal there. That seems to be like a normal reaction that he might be giving because of something she would have told earlier, which is not in this video. So that is possible too. But also this video shows how strong he is, because इसमें लोडेड अभी तो बाहर है ना लूडो में, झूठ क्यों बोलते हो? So see, he's talking normal. He knows what he's doing. He's talking about कि लूडो खेल रहे थे और मैं तो 2 बार जीता हूँ, ऐसे सब बोल रहा है. So it's not like he's like lost it or anything. It's not. He knows what he's reading, and ऐसी हालत में भी you can see how strong mindset he has that he's reading that book. It's just that उसका जो बिहेवियर है वो ऐसा दिख रहा है कि शायद थोड़ा बहुत इन्फ्लुएंस में है करके. And then the way she says cute, handsome, if you notice,
Varun,
in
take
both videos she says that. In this video also, the
take
other video.
Girijaji's question.
Freeze, you want to answer that?
Can someone read a book in that? Yes. Each person to its own, because this guy was such a brilliant guy, and he was reading. I know people who do drugs, and even they work out in terms of with regular workout, exercising. I know people who sit on computers and they solve their stuff. I know people who can really do maths. I know mathematicians who come for parties and they do their work. It's very normal. See, MDMA in this video, as I'm going on saying, he's given MDMA or ecstasy. Your brain is working, but it's on a very high level. But in his case, I feel he was not aware that he was given. Okay, so that's why he's trying to read a book. He's trying to read a book even when he's high because he thinks he's normal, but actually he's not. Continue.
And I want to answer Sonalji's question. She's asking what is the last alive picture of Sushant in public domain. I think it probably is स्मिता जी ने जो इंटरव्यू लिया था उसका. Probably that's the last.
No.
Is there anything after that?
So I think there was one picture. Again, we'll have to do some kind of fact check, but there was one picture of Sushant taken by a fan actually while he was trying to sit inside his car. And उस picture के अंदर significant क्या था या uniqueness क्या थी, which is being tagged as the last photograph taken, was he had like a lot of dark circles under his eyes. और उस picture के बारे में I'm trying to figure that out. I thought I had downloaded it. I was trying to figure it out. So Sonal, I will try.
All that will be answered. All that will be answered in the second video. I will come to that. Come to that.
But even the dark circle, Varun, you can actually see it in the video also. That may not be very recent, but in the video also,
got it.
The way he's talking, his voice is very heavy.
तो इसके अंदर but that particular photograph was tagged somebody taking from outside his I think home or something जहाँ पर किसी fan ने वो photograph खींची थी और he looked a little like puffy under the eyes. Anyways, so should I play?
Play.
Okay, let's finish this.
Before that now.
लेकिन अभी मेन गेम तो यही था टीम अप वाला. So what was the zero? नहीं, आप तो अपने आप को जीरो नहीं बोलते, ऐसा थोड़ी लगता है. तो मैं हीरो बाबा.
So here again, he's putting the logic so right because he is telling as soon as she told कि ये तो team up करके हम खेल रहे थे. So basically she's trying to say if we were teaming up and playing, we should have like won that. So for that he's answering very logically, trying to say no, 1 + 1 is 0, which means he's trying to say if you team up and play, that doesn't mean you're going to win. You can be 0 too. And then there is also another reason that 1 + 1 is 0. It's like binary numbers. वो मुझे भी इतना नहीं आता, but there is like something very intellectual. जो बाइनरी नंबर्स का होता है वो 1 + 1 = 0 होता है और उसका एक पूरा एक इक्वेशन है वो मैं यहाँ पे इंसर्ट करूंगी यहाँ पे. He knows that, right? Because he knows that he's just connecting it as a.
Can I come in?
वो 1 + 1.
Yeah. Bora.
Yeah, so it's again what Himaji is saying is right. But I will again come if you guys remember the way he made that sound, woof, hish, and then he says loaded. Okay? And then she says was playing Ludo. And then she says who won 2 times. And then he says 1 + 1 = 0. Which obviously to her it was a bouncer. It's the binary mathematical way of looking at it, which is the 2 square minus, if 2 square plus 2 square is 0, then in 2 square minus 2 square, b square is also 0. So we'll come to that later. We have, even I have the whole calculation. We can show that later. Okay? But to the main point, he is very happy over here. That's what I want everybody to see. And even in a way, now next, after you release, he'll do a very childish thing of biting his book and going to hit Ria. And then Ria tells him, should I say this to daddy? Now it's over here, which I don't understand. Which daddy does she mean? His daddy she wants to complain, or her daddy? Because we are also aware that the father of Ria was too much involved, whether it was the farmhouse or whether his own house in Bombay, the Carter Road one. So there's a very funny thing she'll say. I don't know why she says that. Continue, bro.
= 0 होता है और उसका एक पूरा एक इक्वेशन है वो मैं यहाँ पे इंसर्ट करूंगी यहाँ पे.
Again, notice he's very happy here.
Because he knows that he's just connecting it as a logic here कि हम टीम में खेल रहे तो क्या हुआ, तो 1 + 1 टीम में भी खेले तो भी 0 हो सकते हैं. So that is what logic is putting here. So which is so smart. His brain is working fine even in all these situations because he is not giving up. वो दिखाता है कि he's not giving up. That means he purposely is not taking any kind of drugs. The drugs have been given to him unknowingly. What kind of drugs or medicines were given to him? that is something only Riya will know, because there might be a lot of things, that can create hallucinations or make you all stressed and depressed, those kind of things. Even antidepressants can give you depression. So there are a lot of things that she could be doing alongside, giving him prescription medicine that could be creating a lot of, like, क्या बोलते हैं वो हलचल create कर रहा है, but he is fighting through it. Because every video you see something that you see that his smartness still comes through, his intelligence still comes through. So, and then here she tries to say, like, no, you're not zero, you're hero. इसको तो समझ में ही नहीं आ रहा है वो क्या बोल रहा है. First of all, she's relating that zero that he said to him and trying to say, no, you're not zero. Like, this is kind of the same logic that she had told Smita Parekh about, that she always tells him that तुम suicide तो create नहीं करोगे. So she puts indirectly, by telling you're not this, you put that in the head. So that is what she's trying to do here. And then that पापा को भेज दोगे, that also the reason she's telling is because वो अपने like fun में ना उसको ऐसे book मारने की action कर रहा है, right? So I think that is why she's telling कि मैं इसको पापा को भेज दूँ. That means she's trying to say कि मैं अपने पापा को भेज दूँ. I don't think she's talking about the drug, because I don't even think he knows that in this video, when they're taking this video, he doesn't know that he's drugged or something. She wanted us to think that. That is why इतना video भेजा जिसमें वो बोल रही है पापा को भेज दूँ, because she wants us to think that she's talking about drugs, whereas she's not talking about drugs. वो जो action किया उसने वो book फेंकने का, उसके लिए वो बोल रही है कि मैं पापा को बताती हूँ, तो kind of telling कि अरे मुझे क्यों मार रहे हो, मैं पापा को बताती हूँ, something like that. So that is what. So basically ना ये videos ने जो भी वो कर रही है ना, या जो भी उसका लॉयर कर रहा है, वो पूरा उल्टा बैकफायर ही हो रहा है. इसलिए वो इतना ही बेचते हैं जितना उनको रिलीज करना है. So this I think this, that is what this first video shows.
All right.
That's it.
I'm gonna take
Anybody
few
wants to
people.
say?
Before I let me just add. I see a few people waiting for a long time.
Okay, so we'll take some questions. We'll finish, then we'll go to the second one.
Yes.
Because
yes.
trust me, guys, the second one is heartbreaking. Because if you remember, Varun, the first time I came onto your show last year, it was the second video, and that's what made me feel that he's been given scopolamine. And I will tell you guys in the second video what made me feel that.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Rekha ji, please. Let's start.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Here it is good morning. Actually, I don't know what are the times at various places. Thank you so much for including me. And usually this is the time, actually, I'm at work. So today is supposed to be Eid holidays here. Now, one thing I was listening to everything, so I would agree with Simple Minds by when she was telling about that. Please do not speak of these things, जो कि काला जादू, जो काला जादू, ये सारी चीजें हम लोग अभी क्या हम साइंटिफिक डिस्कशन करते हैं, हम लॉजिकल डिस्कशंस करते हैं. So we have to talk about the facts, we have to talk about both the they should logics, So काला जादू वादू में these are not going to be considered or of any use, when we are discussing also in helping us reach conclusions or draw conclusions, or even CBI and all. These people are not going to pay any attention to ये काला जादू. तो ये काला जादू के बारे में उसी तरीके से हमें छोड़ देना चाहिए जिस तरीके से हमने ये डार्क वेब वाली चीजें और ये जो कि भाई उसकी लाइव वीडियो रिकॉर्डिंग है and फलाना, all these, we are like again and again every program I'm saying that please, this is to our audience, this is to all who are here watching the show, that they get diverted into all these things. So dark web, and then Sushant is alive. तो प्लीज ये जो पूजा करवाती थी, पूजा तो वैसे भी घरों में होती है, और वो she herself may be believing in all these काला जादू, वो अलग चीज है. that she
हाँ.
may be believing in that.
Yes.
But और वो जो करवा रही थी, but हम लोगों का जो डिस्कशन होना है वो नहीं होना चाहिए इस चीज पर कि आप है ना ये इसमें बिलीव करो. तो let us please not lose our credibility of the talks when we are talking about these dark web and all, and Sushant is alive. और कई लोग सही में एड्रेस करने लगते हैं इस क्वेश्चन को कि हाँ भाई क्या सुशांत अलाइव है, and then they start addressing this question also.
Can I add something here, Rekha ji?
Yeah.
Basically जब मैंने वो वीडियो किया था, जब वो रिलीज हुए थे वीडियोस, राइट? सो एट दैट टाइम आई रिमेम्बर सारे न्यूज चैनल्स में वही चल रहा था अबाउट नेबर से बात कर रहे हैं कि क्या यहाँ पे काला जादू चलता है, यहाँ पे पूजा चलता है, यहाँ पे कोई ये आ रहा है, वो आ रहा है. That is the reason I had put that specifically in that video, so that we don't stop talking about that.
1 minute, Rekha ji. 1 minute, Rekha ji. 1 minute.
Yeah.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody look at me. This goes to everybody. Now we have seen how many videos, Sushant? मैं उसका picture भी नहीं देखता था. But in this last almost 1 year, काफी videos, काफी on screen and off screen real में भी देख चुके हो while playing guitar and all. ये normal Sushant है क्या? He's happy.
No. See,
He's happy.
this is not
1 minute, let me
normal
finish.
because
1
he
minute,
is
1
not
minute, let
made
me
to
finish.
be normal. He has
1
been
minute.
made that way. And here I am not agreeing with Simple Minds in the sense कि ये video क्यों लिए गए हैं. These videos have been purposely taken in order
Yeah.
to keep them as an evidence that Sushant was probably taking drugs. ये तो purposely लिए गए हैं कि वो जिस तरीके से behave कर रहा है उसके अंदर उस तरीके से दिखेगा, and she will be able to make it as a evidence. She can if she is questioned later on तो उसको तो आराम से. और अगर कि ये भी बोल रही है कि पापा को बता दूं, दैट इज जस्ट वो भी उसके दिमाग में यही चल रहा है कि अगर मैं ये दिखाऊंगी किसी को. जस्ट अ मिनट, लेट मी कंप्लीट, आई विल लेट यू टेल. सो एक्चुअली वो यही बताना चाहती है कि देखो सुशांत ड्रग ले रहा था. अगर उनके फादर और ये सब भी लेटर ऑन क्वेश्चन करेंगे, इट इज सिंपल एंड स्ट्रेट. इट इज सिंपल एंड स्ट्रेट कि वो एविडेंस के तौर पे और पापा को बता दूं. इट इज इन हर माइंड. इट इज इन हर माइंड कि मैं अगर दिखाऊंगी तो कोई यही बोले, कोई डिनाई नहीं कर सकता कि सुशांत जो है वो ड्रग्स ले रहा था. बट अगर सुशांत खुद ड्रग्स ले रहा होता या क्या कर रहा होता तो ये वीडियोस नहीं लेती. इसको कोई जरूरत नहीं थी. ये वीडियोस इस तरीके से शूट क्यों किए गए हैं वो ये साफ दर्शाता है कि शी वांटेड टू कीप इट एज एन एविडेंस. और एक और चीज हम निकाल सकते हैं कि पापा को बता दूं. मतलब पापा को बता दूं का मतलब ये भी रहता है कि जैसे कोई प्रेशर, कोई ब्लैकमेलिंग टाइप ऑफ चीज चल रही है. that she was trying to pull him towards her कि my way of life, my style, और जो भी वो किसी चीज के अंदर जैसे घिर गया हो उस वक्त, वो हमें नहीं पता कि वो क्यों आकर के सामने सारी चीजें नहीं बोल रहा था. तो you can talk now. Yeah.
ठीक है. So we agree that this is not the normal Sushant. He's very happy. He's smiling. Has raha hai.
He's not happy. He is not happy. Let me tell you, we can't say this happy. He's not in control of himself. We cannot say this is happy. These are the expressions which are just spontaneously coming.
What he means
on
is
his
happy
face.
high.
You can't label it as happiness.
Rekha ji.
Happiness is something.
I want to come in.
Happiness is something.
Varun bhai, I want to come in.
No.
Please.
Listen to me. Happiness.
Please.
Let me complete what I want to. Very important point. When you are drugged or something, it may make you feel elated, which you do not know of it as consciously.
Have you done MDMA?
You cannot label it as happiness. It is. He may be happy, but you cannot label it happiness. Why I'm stressing upon this point is that what do you want to, on the basis of this, do not prove that he was happy or sad. He may be sad, he may be happy, doesn't mean he committed suicide. So let us not cling on this point कि हम ये prove करना चाह रहे हैं कि नहीं वो happy था. इस वीडियो में यही दिखाई दे रहा है कि he is not in control of himself.
Rekha ma'am.
Rekha ji, I want to interrupt you. No, I want to say one thing. Please allow me.
Before you say, please.
Please. I have to jump in here. I have to jump in.
एक बात कर
He's
सकता हूँ
not in
please.
control
Just
of himself.
one
No,
second.
no,
Just give me 1 second.
Rekha ji.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. Okay,
Yeah.
first.
Yes, please.
First, this video, don't focus on what I am telling in the video. The reason we are showing this video is so that Freeze could just explain the effect of the drugs on him.
Exactly.
So don't go with what I'm saying in their side, trying to See, I am
That is
giving two
fine.
options. No,
We
just
all
listen to me.
differ.
Listen to
Yeah.
please listen
Yeah.
to me. Just two
Yeah,
lines.
yeah.
In that video, it was done at the time it was leaked, right? So at that time, I'm giving both options because at that time we were also trying to defend SSR, trying to say that he was not taking drugs. So we had to give those two options, and that's why it was just my interpretation. So right now, it's been like over almost a year, right? Then I made that video. So do not go by the sentences I'm saying in that video. The reason only we showed that video because we had like a short video where there was a little bit of explanation that I'm doing, and then some other things that Freeze could add to it. He thought like he could use that video. That's why he used that video. So don't go by that. And second point is when he is telling happiness, he doesn't mean he was happy. That's not what he's meaning. He's meaning that he was drugged. Because of that, it looks like he's so happy and he's like high, basically. So that's what he's meaning. So that is because our focus today is on just showing that these drugs were affecting him so much, to show that how and I'm sure Rekha ji, you're a doctor, right? Yeah.
Yes,
So,
yes, I'm a doctor.
yeah. So basically, I thought, I don't know if you came in late to the session,
It's
but
okay.
that is exactly
these drugs, they cause an elated feeling. I agree that these videos
right.
have been
So that
shown
is what we're
because
focusing
to
on,
show
not that he
the
was happy.
effect
He
of
was
the
not
drugs.
happy. Of course, he was not
Yeah,
happy.
agreed. Agreed that these are the effects of the drugs.
Yes, that is what we're focusing on. That's all.
Yeah,
We're only
yeah,
talking
yeah.
because
Fine.
he wants to show in the next video also. Don't focus on what I am saying because that's just my interpretation
No,
at that time, right?
Yeah. No.
All right,
per
please,
se,
please go ahead. Please
Yeah.
go ahead. I think you wanted to make a point. You're unmuted.
Okay, so ecstasy, the word itself is explanatory. Ecstasy. Ecstasy is also when you're happy. It makes you momentarily, makes you feel happy. The blood is rushing fast. Everything is beautiful. The world is amazing, but he's being very childish. And I feel he's childish because this guy is been spiked. He doesn't know he is on drugs. Okay? That's why he's trying to read, or he's reading a book, and look at his reaction. He's reading a book and she comes and disturbs him while reading the book. And then she says, "What are you doing? Color kya hai?" Pink. Kaan ka color hai. Look at, it's very like a child he's behaving. And the reason I said happy, because यहाँ उसको मैं बार बार बोल रहा हूँ, कैंडी फ्लिप किया गया है. कैंडी फ्लिप is when you mix two drugs together, उसको कैंडी फ्लिप करके दे दिया है, इसलिए वो अभी दिख रहा है हैप्पी. लेट मी पुट इट लाइक दैट. वो दिख रहा है हैप्पी, और वो जब भी बुक भी लेता है और उसको मारता है वो ऐसा. ठीक है. देन शी सेज, मैं डैडी को बताऊं. अभी ये कौन सा डैडी, या हम बाद में उस पे आएंगे. तो ये बाद में यूज कर सकती है. अगेन टू द पॉइंट, बाइपोलर इन लोग ने यूज किया. बाइपोलर का मतलब क्या? कभी खुश, कभी सैड, कभी गुस्सा, कभी कैसा. बराबर. Switch mind, mood swings and like that. And that is exactly why they took and gave him ये video जिधर वो खुश दिख रहा है, happy दिख रहा है, and you'll be very sad to see the next one. अब बोलिए मैम.
सिर्फ एक चीज जो क्वेश्चन था कि what is the color. Now, when a person is not able to concentrate, he will take time, and to, struggle, with this question that ki kaun sa color hai. And that is exactly what she's trying to video. That is exactly कि देखो कौन सा कलर है. अब ये बताओ, अगर आप अपने बॉयफ्रेंड के साथ बात कर रहे हो तो ये कौन से कलर्स की ये क्यों बात कर रहे हो? आप ये बताना चाहते हो कि देखो वो जवाब नहीं दे पा रहा है, वो ऐसा है. एंड अनदर पॉइंट आई वांट टू मेक इज, तो मतलब वो ये दिखाना चाहती है कि देखो उसकी हालत क्या है, देखो ये कैसे, ये आंसर भी नहीं कर पा रहा है कौन सा कलर है, ये कौन सा कलर, लाइक दैट. सेकेंडली द थिंग इज दैट कि यू मस्ट हैव नोटिस, जो करण जौहर के घर में पार्टी हो रही थी, तो वहां पर जितने भी लोग थे, एग्जैक्टली दोज पीपल वर आल्सो नॉट हैविंग दोज सेम kind of reactions in their and on their faces, that they were not in control of themselves, and they are just struggling. स्माइल भी कर रहे हैं तो वो नॉर्मल नहीं आ रहा है, ऐसे करके कोई अरे कैमरा आ गया. So although they are aware that they are awake, they're some conscious, and still they are not in control of their facial expressions. These are the things which happen when you take drugs and all. Now, another video which I saw where Sara Ali Khan was I have seen this video.
रेखा जी एक मिनट मैं यहाँ पर इसलिए आपको इंटरजेक्ट करूंगा.
नहीं सिर्फ एक चीज मैं सिर्फ एक चीज बोलना चाहती हूँ. वो जो अपना ये सोहम चतुर्वेदी ने एक बताया था, शायद उन्होंने इंटरव्यू लिया था या कहीं तो भी इंटरव्यू था कि सारा अली खान जो थी वो बैठी हुई थी, तो शी वाज नॉट एबल टू फोकस. सो थर्ड पॉइंट आई एम टेलिंग, थर्ड प्लेस व्हेन आई एम टेलिंग दैट व्हेन these people take drugs, they are having, you know, their facial expressions not in their control, and it kind of, you know, ऐसे आंखें कर रही थी. तो ये मैं इसके जरिए बताना चाहती थी. वरुण जी आप लीजिए प्लीज.
नहीं मैं सिर्फ ये कह रहा हूँ रेखा जी, आई थिंक लेट्स जस्ट गेट, आई थिंक maybe we should have finished off the discussions and then we should have these questions or comments, क्योंकि otherwise we will digress from the flow, और एक वो flow जो चल रहा है. So I would encourage you to keep your questions parked, and Amit and Guru, आपके भी मैं यही कहूँगा कि let's just finish off the video, because the whole point of these sessions are not about.
Varun, I want to make a point, और कुछ नहीं करना. I want to make a just simple point, ठीक है ना? Can I do it?
बोलो. Yes please.
या मैं एक चीज बोलना चाहता हूँ आप लोग को कि ये जो वीडियोस आपने कहाँ से ली? जी टीवी से ली, जी न्यूज की तरफ से ली, ठीक है ना? और कोई न्यूज चैनल ने इसको ब्रॉडकास्ट की नहीं थी, सिर्फ जी ने की थी. तो फिर जी ने इस पर अपोलोजाइज भी ले लिया था, उन्होंने माफी भी मांगा था. इन्होंने गलत से ये वीडियो दिया था कि सुशांत को ड्रगिस्ट कहने के लिए. ये आपने देखा था ना कि सुशांत को जो ड्रगिस्ट कहने के लिए जी टीवी ने जो ये वीडियोस प्लांट करके डाली थी, क्योंकि ये वीडियोस में क्या सच है क्या गलत है, इट इज नॉट क्लियर. इट इज एट ऑल नॉट क्लियर, क्योंकि ये उस वक्त ये वीडियो उस वक्त डाली गई थी. सुधीर चौधरी ने इनका एक डीएनए किया था, आपको अगर याद होगा. फिर उनके बाद उन्होंने ये भी कबूल किया कि उनका ये कोई इंटेंशन नहीं था सुशांत को ड्रगिस्ट कहना. तो डोंट कम टू द कंक्लूजन दैट सुशांत वाज ड्रग. यू कैन नॉट प्रूव इट. वो ड्रग भी नहीं हो सकते हैं, ये मजाक वीडियो भी बन सकता है.
Are we coming to the conclusion, बाबा?
नहीं, मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ ना फ्रीज भाई, ये इसमें आप इसको डायरेक्टली ये नहीं कह सकते हो कि these videos were Sushant were that time he was drunk and it was created. This was a prank video also, जो उसको बनाया गया था इस तरीके से, जिस तरीके से प्रैंक होती है. अगर आप गौर से देखें, उसके बाद इसको एक टाइमिंग में डाला गया था. नहीं, मैं एक पॉइंट देना चाहता हूँ यहाँ पे. प्लीज अलाउ मी टू गिव माय पॉइंट. यहाँ पे जो मतलब बात हो रही है ड्रग देने की, तो मैं ये कह सकता हूँ आपको, अगर कोई वीडियो किसी ब्रॉडकास्टिंग चैनल ने डाली होगी तो उस वीडियो के लिए वो क्षमा नहीं मांग सकते. उन्होंने माफी मांगी. तो हाउ कैन यू से दैट वीडियोस वर ड्रग? दिस इज माय पॉइंट.
सब लोग हम बात कर रहे हैं, वी आर कटिंग ईच अदर one by one. First of all, please let's maintain that. Second thing, I don't know why ये जी का या किसी वीडियो चैनल उसका तो बात ही नहीं हो रही. बात हो रही है द इंटेंशन ऑफ रिया चक्रवर्ती. इसमें दिखाने की कोशिश हो रही है कि द रीजन व्हाई शी क्रिएटेड द वीडियो वाज टू शो सुशांत इन अ बैड लाइट. ड्रग है नहीं है क्या नहीं है, वो इज द सेकंड टॉपिक. फर्स्ट थिंग इज किस इंटेंशन से इस वीडियो को बनाया गया है, फिर इस किस इंटेंशन से इस वीडियो को रिलीज किया गया है. रिया चक्रवर्ती खुद भी अपने सोशल मीडिया पे डाल सकती थी. जी चैनल या चैनल की बात यहाँ हो ही नहीं रही. वो अपोलोजाइज करे ना करे, we all give a damn about that. You know, it's not about the news channel. It's all about showing the intention. Yes, Himaji.
Yeah.
One by one.
So basically, to say to answer that, I want to say, see, when I made the video, also my thing in my mind was always that if Riya her intention is to show that he was drugged, and if that can be proved that he was drugged, then we have to try to prove that yes, he may be drugged, but he didn't take it intentionally, right? It was given to him. That's one point. And that's why I'm putting the other point where it's I'm trying to say that probably it was just a normal thing that's going on, but she is trying to show it like he was drugged. So there are two phases.
That was my point. Point.
Right, Amit ji. But what happens is when somebody who is been in drugs and everything, if they see that and if they see any point in it where they feel like, oh, nahi, ye to le raha tha, then we are stuck, right? So what will be our defense? So our defense at that time would be that, yes, he might have been drugged, but it was because somebody was drugging him without his intention. That is why both the points are important for us. That is why I had both points in my videos, because
Okay.
both will balance it.
Okay. Right now, I'm just going to take one last comment from Guru, and then we're going to go back to the topic. Guru, yes, please say what you want to say.
सुशांत के जो ड्रग्स देने का डेमो दिखाया आपने, ड्रग्स और उसको मारने का डेमो, यूट्यूब पे सर्च कीजिए। स्टार प्लस का एक डांस शो था, सुशांत ने उसमें परफॉर्म किया था, चाय में से ड्रग्स उसमें ही मतलब डेमो दिखाया गया था, और उसे कैसे मारा गया, ऐसे ऐसे करके सीधा मारा गया, 3 उंगलियां यूज करके रस्सी से मारा गया था। मैंने डेमो दिखाया गया था स्टार प्लस के डांस शो में।
Okay. All right. So let's get back to the topic. We'll take up more questions. So I'm gonna put few people in the backstage so that we can finish off this discussion, and then we will continue taking up those questions. Yes, please, Freeze. Go ahead. You're mute. You're mute.
See, we are aware of a chat in which we have seen they were spiking him 3 to 4 drops usko deke without his knowledge. They were drugging him. Okay? And the other thing what I want to show, what I think also they wanted to show, which they went on saying that he's bipolar. Bipolar का मतलब कभी खुश, कभी गुस्सा, कभी सैड, कभी चुप. Now ये हम लोग ने देख लिया जिसमें वो कितना खुश दिख रहा है, लेकिन वो नॉर्मल नहीं है. This is not the normal regular Sushant, even if he's happy. Okay, so this video is over. Now let's go to the next video, because the next video you will not believe. She's talking. He's not uttered a single word. He's not uttered a single word, and he's not smiled even for a second. Please play it. And before you start, I want to say something before this video. Look at him. Just hold on. Can I say something?
Yes, please.
Okay. Now, as I gave you guys an explanation of the first video, this is the video what caught my attention last year when it was leaked. So this is where I feel 100% that he was given scopolamine, where he is not himself compared to the other one. That is the previous video. Here, he is lost. He is confused. Okay? He avoids eye contact, eye-to-eye contact, and even any social contact. He is not. Now, when I say social contact, in the previous one, you saw he held the book, he even went on to touch her or hit her. In this video, you will see he just avoiding. Okay? This is when you're under scopolamine. What I see is he is lost. Okay? Even he's stuck to a spot. Not this video is it's on pause, so don't go on that. But when the video starts, also you will see that he is looking and searching for something on the floor when he's just sitting in a house. Okay? And again, when Hemaji also commented, and even I'm saying, why the funk is this getting recorded when he's in a state like this? Why? And you will hear this when he when the video starts. Please continue this video now.
Just adding one point, Varun, to this from a very layman perspective, if that's okay.
Sure, please go ahead.
So just one thing that I want to say that I said before, Freeze, when I said you would mention about the videos, is that this is where, as a layman, I felt that he had realized what was going on. This is where he's not participating in the joke, and he's trying hard to control his, actions. As per me, I mean, this was that video. So he's
As per
aware.
me, it
He's
is
aware.
not. As per me, Amrika, it is not, because there is a spot I will show you. He makes a weird face and a gesture. Trust me,
Right.
I have been around people who have been given scopolamine. They are not themselves. I have been going on repeatedly sharing a documentary. It is very much there. It's by none other than the Vice. And a person, he's there, but he's not there. You can get anything, any work get done by him. You can ask him to sit. He will sit in one place. You will ask him to stand. He'll stand in one place. We saw a Sushant in the previous one Look at this, Sushant, right now when the video starts. Please play.
So totally agree with you. All I'm trying to say is that this is where I felt he is trying to resist that. I completely agree with you on the other points.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. You please look at this video again, Baba. You will come to know.
Let's analyze the second video now. Now, this second video is what actually I felt really emotional when I saw this, because it was painful to see him like that. And this is where I want to reveal you something else too. So let's watch in this video. First of all, there's a big doubt of why she's recording all this, right? First video to show ye video. In this video also focus and see how she tells that you're cute, and she says the same thing. And मुझे क्या लगता है ना, वो जो कंगना का आपने देखा होगा, एक मैनिपुलेशन का ना एक मेथड होता है. So her method is love. She's using love, and she always emphasizes I love you, and like too much over प्यार दिखा के ना emphasize करके अंदर लेना. She knows, and that is what she's using as her weapon. Like every time, कुछ भी हो, she's like saying the same kind of things, like just praising him all the time, like on the camera. Like you would never have seen. You might have seen so many videos of Ankita and him who were 7 years they had relation, but I don't think on camera you will not see them like talking like that. I mean, it's different that we are not seeing their personal videos, but still, कैमरा के सामने इतना कोई सेम चीज नहीं रिपीट करता. और अगर आपने देखा होगा, जैसे कंगना was telling, that phrase of the black cat in the dark room. Remember that? Like, find the black cat in the dark room. Basically, like, when they are trying to take drugs or something, and they are using this phrase so that it sits in the mind, so that it is something that when you're trying to find a black cat in a dark room, you're not finding anything. So basically you feel like you're floating, hallucinating, whatever. I've never taken drugs, but I'm just like trying to analyze it, that is why they try to keep such phrase in their mind or repeat such things. Same thing, I feel like this is her manipulation words every time, like you're so cute, you're so handsome, like her tone is like that. So let's watch this video.
You look very cute. What's your very handsome?
See, same things.
Stop the video.
Same thing. It's like she's using the same phrases.
If you notice, she laughed over here. Did everybody hear the laughter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She laughed at him. These people are sitting. He is on scopolamine sitting. He doesn't know what is happening with him. I'm telling you guys, when a person doesn't know कि मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है, what's happening with me, I cannot understand what's going on. And these people are sitting and they are putting this love. Does he look handsome? To me, looks like he's not had a shower. He's not had brushed his teeth. He doesn't look proper over here. Okay? Even if you look at his stubble and all, it's not proper.
And
he's
also
avoiding to make eye contact. He's looking at the floor. वो उसे नजर घुमा रहा है. Okay? And then she says, you look so handsome. You're so cute. And then she laughs. Continue the video after this.
And also in the same video, I want to add another thing. In this video only, you will see she says like, are you eating only once? And he says something that is not clear.
Because you cannot eat when you're on scopolamine
or
any of these drugs. You cannot eat. You won't eat for hours and half a day, more than 1-2 days. He's looking weak. He was not on dengue or anything. This is what was happening to him. And again, she will come. Look at this, where he's sitting. This looks like when something happened to him in Europe, they came down and she's taken him to her house. And she will explain it also over here. Continue the video, Baba.
Kind of control him. She's using the same phrases. And as soon as she tells that, he kind of goes into this, he kind of submits himself into her. Like, see, that's what he's doing here. He's getting emotional because as soon as she tells that, you become like, he's very emotional thinking about that. Oh, there's somebody who loves me so much because nobody loves me. See, it is like when you have a drink. I never drink. So when I have even like 2 sips of wine or something, you become very emotional. You might cry, you might cry 1 second, you might like laugh 1 second, because you become emotional. If you have anything that's in your subconscious mind, then it comes to the surface. So you start thinking about that. So you will know what's going on, but you will still be thinking about those things. You are very emotional when you are under influence, right? Same thing has happening to him. So that is one thing that he might be reacting that way. Or another thing that he might be reacting that way, I'll tell you. This says it is February 2020. I think ये झूठा है, क्योंकि ये फरवरी का नहीं है. क्योंकि मैं आपको दिखाती हूँ, ये जो जहाँ पे वीडियो एक्चुअली लिया गया है, ये रिया के घर का वीडियो, रिया के घर में लिया गया. और रिया के घर में वो कब थे? I think after the Europe trip. After the Europe trip, before they moved into the house, I think he was staying here with them for a while, and then he was staying in that Waterstone Resort or something for a while. So I think this is when he probably had dengue. That is, again, if we trust her, that he did have dengue. किसी को पता नहीं है did he have dengue or not. But if you trust that actually उसको dengue था, तो फिर उस टाइम का हो सकता है. Maybe that is why he's looking this weak, and maybe it is not even just the drugs. It's also that he's also become weak because of being sick, right? And he's staying in their house. And अगर वो बात भी है, तो then ये सवाल भी उठता है कि if he was in that condition, what was their parents doing, right? Why didn't they think like he was in a bad condition?
The volume is gone.
So, and also there's one thing that we watch
Stop
in
it.
is that in dono video.
Okay. The other thing, Hema ji, when you took the cursor, बीच का रुक गया ना? Mute हो गया था मेरे ख्याल से.
I think I was coughing, so I had muted myself. I'm so sorry for that.
It's okay. So if you notice, Hema ji takes the cursor up and says, so according to her, this is not February. It is 100% not February, because this February 22, 2020 is done by ZTV. This is not the date that comes on the camera or whatever they are shooting on. So ये भी उधर as a narrative ये डाला गया है February 2020. ये February 2020 का नहीं है, ये कोई और समय का है. ठीक है? Please continue.
Yeah, I don't remember if I knew that at that point I would have mentioned it somewhere. But yeah, ये probably उस time का है जब Europe trip के बाद he was staying with Riya.
ये Euro trip के बाद का ही है. As they came back,
yeah, that is Riya's house.
Straight to her house. Yes.
Yeah, that's Riya's house. The video is in Riya's house. The background there is Riya's house.
Continue.
Left gal mein is very darker. Now he's going to remove his hand. Even in the other video, you see it very clearly. See,
now look at, he'll pick up. Yeah. See what he'll do.
It's very dark. It's like bruised, kind of. This side,
what he'll do now.
This side
See this. Stop it now. Stop it. Do you guys understand what he just did? Hello?
Let me just take it back a little bit.
Like bruised, kind of. This side nahi hai, this side hai.
See what? You see that face he made?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's my feeling. This is not just Riya. There are 2-3 guys who are standing there. And I told you, I've been going on saying he is sitting there like I don't want to use the word, and these people have given him a hard dose of scopolamine, and he's sitting there and they're all watching, and iska video nikala ja raha hai, and he tried to look at somebody and he made that face. ठीक है? Otherwise than that, the person who's recording, that is Riya, who's talking with this camera, he most of the time he's avoiding to make an eye contact. And the other point, compare it to the previous one. See this, see बाजू में पहले वाला वीडियो का उसका face देखो, और ये वाला इसमें इसका face देखो. And the other thing to be noted is he's not spoken a single word till now. She said, I love you, you're looking cute, you're looking handsome, blah, blah, blah. He's not spoken a single word.
Please,
Continue,
can I add here? Yeah. He actually speaks after that. He speaks a little. But what you're saying about some other people standing there, I don't think so. Because in this video, actually, आदमी का आवाज भी सुनाई देता है, and it was told that that was Ria's father because he's in Ria's house. So basically it's like a morning situation where they're sitting and the father is sitting and she's sitting and she's recording this guy.
Yes, she's recording, but the face that he made and he looked at that side towards the left, there is somebody over there also, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, it could be her brother too.
Could be.
But the person who speaks in that video, the whole if you see the full video, the person who speaks, I think it was told that that was her father.
Okay, continue, bro.
His face, see this? It looks like bruised, kind of that greenish, you know. And here also it looks like greenish. Yeah, previously मैं सोच रही थी वो beard का दिख रहा है, but beard का नहीं है. I saw very carefully. Then यहाँ पूरा लग रहा है. So we don't know, like even if like they were drugging him and someone who is not used to certain kind of drugs or anything, अगर उसको कुछ reaction हो रहा होगा, वो uncontrollable हो रहा होगा, right? Because if you remember, Pitani also used to say कि नहीं वो control में नहीं रहते थे, ये तो क्या रिया है जो उनको control कर सकती थी. ये जो बोल रहा है ना, उससे मुझे लग रहा है कि हो सकता है कि इसको like assault. You don't know because when he is in that kind.
Okay, here I am actually basing this on remember like Pitani saying that he had something but we don't know what it was, and then he kept repeating in a lot of interviews that out of control ho jate the and all those kind of things. So that's what I'm just trying to relate. So after this, whatever I'm saying about the abuse or anything, like don't go by my word. It's just what I'm saying based on the knowledge of the drugs. That's all.
No, just Varun, is it possible you can just minimize this and bring me on? I want to minimize this video and just put us on, at least my face. Okay. So now, guys, what you said, no, Hema ji, ke uske idhar jo ye chot lag raha hai.
Right.
Okay. If nobody has touched him, trust me, I know many cases, even if you go to the rehab, when you don't know what's happening with you, you go crazy, you start killing, you start punching yourself.
Exactly. That is what I
don't know what you're doing, what's happening. Mere saath aisa kyun ho raha hai? Why this is going on? Why this is happening with me? I have a feeling he had become self-destructive also.
So freeze. That is what I'm saying.
You know, people get self-destructive. They cut their nerves. They go crazy. And I think so. They must have been very careful that nobody touches him because of wound or whatever. But I think he's done that. Or khud ko patka hai. It's very normal.
Right. So that is what I explained in this. But whatever I explained was, based on what you're saying. It was just based on my knowledge at that time, because I have seen things like that happening. Like we see a lot of, crimes or all those things where we see such things. So that's why in the later on I explained that it could be that in that situation they can hurt themselves too.
Play.
Let me just finish this
Condition,
video.
like when they take him into that kind of condition where he's wanting drug, because you become a drug addict, then you will want, right? So when you're not getting it at that moment, jo ek period hota hai, tab it might be hard to control you. So उस period में अगर वो उसके साथ कुछ किए होंगे, या if they're like hitting him, slapping him, whatever to calm him down, right? उसको भी याद नहीं होगा. उसको भी शायद याद नहीं होगा, because वो सोच रहा होगा कि ये मुझे कंट्रोल करने के लिए, ये मुझे संभालने के लिए कर रहे हैं. But that can leave some marks. So वो भी हो सकता है. You don't know. And he might not be saying that because in his mind also he might be thinking they're just helping you. Or he might be in so much of influence at that moment that he doesn't know what they're doing. So anything is possible. It's exactly goes with the narration that Kangana was talking about, that kind of situations that happen around that time when you are in the influence, when you are taking those kind of things, right? So that is kind of my analysis on these two videos. I will do the analysis on the third video also. But really, it is so sad to see this. But
You
also,
can actually stop here, Varun. It's just my talking after that.
Originally,
Just pause it. He looks so helpless over here because he doesn't know what's happening with him. He will not remember the next day. And that's what, if if any of you guys have gone and seen the Scopolamine documentary, they don't remember what's happened to them last night or a day before. If anything has happened, so he doesn't know. He's clueless. He's helpless for himself. He's trying to understand what's going on, and that is what Scopolamine does. And they make them do whatever they want. His will is in their hand. Now you can take, and whoever wants to say, then towards the end I will say something.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to add, yes, Ji, please go ahead. I think you have some point. You're mute. You are mute.
So all the analysis we all can understand, and very well put, but when it is in the court of law, the most important and the clinching evidence is of that WhatsApp discussion where it says that put 4 drops and it will kick in. Now, if Sushant was himself taking drugs, why is there need to quietly, secretly have a communication over the WhatsApp and ask what to do and how to do? And why she's suggesting, she might as well in front of Sushant also can discuss, अरे हम ये drug लें तो कैसे लें, अगर और सुशांत अगर वैसे ही ले रहा था अगर drugs, so what was the need of asking anybody? So this is the clinching point. Here you cannot deny the police, the CBI officials whatsoever कि अगर वो पहले से ही ड्रग ले रहा था उससे क्वेश्चन करेंगे रिया से कि अगर वो पहले से ही ले रहा था तो तुमने ये क्यों पूछा कि कैसे दे क्या दे. What do you have to say about it?
So that is why I think that itself proves that he was not taking it on his own. So even if Riya put these videos out there to prove that he was taking drugs, it does not prove that he was taking on his own. And if you remember, जब समीर वांकड़े सर आए थे, हम लोग जब पूछ रहे थे कि क्या आप क्लियर कर सकते हैं कि सुशांत ने कभी ड्रग्स नहीं लिया था, राइट? तब भी उन्होंने क्लियरली ये नहीं बोला कि वो ड्रग नहीं लिया था. He said हमने कभी नहीं बोला है कि उसने खुद लिया होगा करके. So that is what they are also, like what I'm talking about is when this goes to court. I'm trying to talk in terms of legalities. So that is what they are looking at, which means I have also heard another conversation where he met, I think Arun Singh, जो इस चैनल पे भी कभी आए हैं, उन्होंने भी समीर वांकड़े से कभी जाके मिले थे. तब उन्होंने समीर सर ने उनको बोला था कि हमने उसको ऐसे सिचुएशन में देखा है, which means he has seen lot more videos than we have, जहाँ पे Sushant is in a very bad condition, which means they already know that he was drugged, but now the point is to prove that he didn't take drugs on his own, which we have already seen that there is no chat still now that have come out where he is anywhere it shows that he's taken anything on his own. Everything is the chats between all these people only talking about it. So basically, with all this, even we are trying to help the case, not really deflect it away. But we are going by that because according to the law, it might be that they can prove that he has taken something. So our point is to prove that yes, he has never taken it by his own choice or by his knowledge or nothing, because we can see that even in those videos, he is fighting it. He is like always, you can see it in his eyes that he's just fighting. He's still thinking, what's going on with me? That kind of thing is there in his eyes. So, yeah. And I want to say something.
Can I add something?
Amit sir?
Yeah, once again, Amrika. Yes, Emma, please complete your thought.
Okay. No, I was just saying that Amit ji भी जो बोल रहे थे वो भी सही बोल रहे थे, इसीलिए मैं वो चीज ऐड कर रही थी वीडियो में, just to show that कि वो जो clippings उस time आई थी, वो they were all planted in order to show that he was drugged. But if you think of the purpose that she took the video, it was already planned, right? नहीं तो कौन ऐसे vulnerable situation में उसका video लेगा ऐसा. So that plan was already done कि when I get in trouble, these all things will be showed in the media. So that's how they planned, and according to the lawyer, they released 1, 2, 3. But as soon as after the 3 videos, did you ever see any video? You didn't. Why? Because everything went against her. Because none of the chats came out with the SSR taking drug, And then none of the people, all people like me or anybody who were analyzing, everybody पूरा उल्टा पड़ गया उसके ऊपर कि ये वीडियो क्यों ले रही थी, ये क्यों कर रही थी, वो क्यों. That's why, because I believe she has much more videos like this. मगर अगर वो वीडियो कभी भी रिलीज करेगी, वो उसके ऊपर उल्टा ही पड़ेगा, because we will know that केस कितना vulnerable situation में उसने लिया होगा. That is why I think after 3 videos they stopped. Otherwise ये जो वीडियो है ना, ये सिर्फ just surface है. I am sure she has lot more videos which we don't want to see. And if I connect it with the न्याय जो मूवी का ट्रेलर जो आया था, remember the trailer? उस ट्रेलर में एक सीन जो दिखता है वहां पे, the way they show him so disturbed and the way he's acting, I am sure that is something that she has given them, right? So she has lot more in her basket. She's just not got it out because it's not working for her.
Okay, I'm going to take few other new people as well, and Amit and Rekha ji, just hold on if we have more questions. Arun ji, please go ahead.
Hey, Jai Bharat, Jai Shri Ram. Hey all, good session once again, and so nice to see the type of analysis. A quick couple of points.
Everyone, जैसे कि अभी यहाँ पर जो डिस्कशन हो रही थी वरुण जी, और इसके आधार
one second
एक्सपीरियंस है इसके.
एक second, Anuj. I think you're getting a lag. Arun was already talking. Just hold on for a few minutes, please. Arun, go ahead.
Okay, I thought I was speaking my voice.
Yeah. No,
it didn't sound like my voice also. Anyway,
मैं confused हो गया था. Looks like he has some lag. But
okay. And Freeze, I have a couple of things for Freeze when he told Freeze, bro. So the drugs which you're telling, right? That's actually a correct statement, because it doesn't need to be that drug alone. Personal as well as other experiences also I know. Even a bang, okay? And I'll be open with it. What's that? Everyone of us has done. Only they don't tell, we tell. Okay, bang, even a bang, right? Even a bang, if you take it in an extended manner, the next day you don't remember anything, right? That is the first part. You know that, right? Okay. Yeah, Freeze.
The point I'm trying to make in the second video, see the first video and the second video. I mentioned in the first video also that bhang may be aisa happy rehta hai. Bhang is a happy trip. It's an upper.
Yeah.
It's not a downer.
Yeah.
But this second video one, he's down. He's lost.
That's where I'm coming at. Okay. Extended version of taking a drug for a very long time. Okay. And constantly making somebody feel bad, right? Feeling bad, make them feel depressed. When somebody does not know anything, he doesn't remember, he or she doesn't remember, you go on making poking at him and then saying, hey, you're handsome. And by the way, when he's saying you're handsome, she is not saying you are handsome. In the reverse, she's telling, actually making fun of him. Okay, constantly staying with him and keeping on doing this, what happens is it has a lot of effect on them mentally and psychologically. And this is there is a treatment therapy. This is another therapy they are trying to make Sushant collapse him internally also, is my thought. Yeah, exactly. Force him through long time, and this has been planned and well executed. These videos actually has this clear indications, and these are the ways. And as many people have told here, they are recording it constantly to show him the depression. The kind of depression they're trying to force. Showcase that he's gone cuckoo and all the stuff. And that's what I have come up with it. Okay.
There's possibilities that these people must have shown some very weird videos to him only after 2-3 days.
Absolutely.
And told him, see how weird you're behaving. What's wrong with you, baby? What happened to you?
Exactly.
Look how you're sitting. We're trying to talk to you and you're behaving like this. They must have done that also.
Yeah, I'll tell you one small example before I drop out, okay? See, they're psyching him. Exactly. So there are examples when we sometimes go, to a party, go over the board, and then the next day when we call our friends or call our dear ones, when they reprimand us, how do we feel about that? And this is done constantly to him, making him feel so psychologically upset. And that is what we could see in his face when they're saying, the second video you're showing now, he's not even looking at their face, that kind of, oh, what did I do now? That kind of feeling is coming in him. And This is a planned effort, man, to make him feel, these people are no less than criminals. They're no less than criminals to the core. Okay, thank you. That's what I wanted to put in. I'll drop out now. Yeah, you can continue.
Arunji,
I'll be
1
watching
second.
you. Huh.
Arunji, 1 second. Sorry. Just request you to stay there for 10 more seconds. I want to tie this thought back that you mentioned about, telling someone that they are handsome and, making them feel that way and showing the video back again. Does this tie back to a certain coffee show, a certain show on television where they would always ask, kill, marry, hook? Who do you think is good looking? Who is not good looking? Who would you want to have in your life as a boyfriend? Why is there such a distinct connection? That's number one. Number two, Freeze, you mentioned that, when you are drugged so strongly, there are marks and you end up hitting yourself and stuff like that. Yesterday on Instagram, on Twitter, there's this video of Sushant where he's playing the guitar and, abruptly he gets up and he leaves and because someone is telling him that, your wound is showing very badly on the side. So, and I agree with you, there is definitely somebody standing there and there are people who are doing this on purpose. So this is all connected. It is the way they operate. This is an established fact, and I'm more than sure about it. Just one last thing. I did not intend to say that he was not drugged. He's definitely drugged, but the kind of intellect that Sushant had, the kind of level and meditation that he used to do, I am 100% sure he knew something was going on with him. He was trying to evade that. He was trying to resist it. He was trying to walk away from it, but he did not know how they were doing it. So that's all the point that I wanted to make here, and I thought I should share it.
You're right, Amrika. To me, he is fighting with himself inside. He is fighting with himself inside. What's happening? Why am I behaving? Why all this is happening?
One last point. Yeah. One last point. Sorry, Arunji, just one last point. Also, Kangana, in one of her interviews, had categorically mentioned that there was a big superstar who was hospitalized in one of the very famous Bombay-based hospitals for a drug overdose when it was said that he had dengue or some other disease. And I am very sure it was a similar case with Sushant, and it wasn't really dengue.
And yeah, and one more thing, if you remember, I know I may not have that much information as you people, but I remember for sure that Sushant was taken to psychiatrist or long-term back. Yes. I think that is a starting point of them having a strategy how to defeat him. Slowly and steadily, they have framed a strategy, and drugs and everything was started from there, and that is before the Euro trip, na? Yeah.
See, first they gave him the drugs. They must have recorded and showed it to him, convinced him that there is something wrong. Only then he would have agreed to consult and go to a doc.
Absolutely, and that is the reason
they continuously blackmail. When you're sane, you show them the video and say, "Look, this is what you do." You don't know what you're doing when you're not in your.
And that could be the reason, because he's feeling bad. He's not contacted his parents. Also, he's refusing. All this thing. They cut him off totally, so that that they are only people who can see through them, right? That's why they cut him off totally, made him feel aloof, made him feel like a prisoner, and they were doing everything, man, to make him feel bad. I really. It's so demonic. Okay, thank you. Good night, and keep continuing. Good job, you all. Okay, Jai Bharat, Jai Shri Ram.
So basically, to add to that, they convinced him by taking him to doctors, everything, that he was bipolar. So they had to convince him somehow. So all this was going on. Once he got convinced, then he was on that bipolar medicine. And then, first of all, when you're not bipolar, you take a bipolar medicine. That itself is dangerous. And on that, we don't know how else they were giving him things. So all that was adding up. So I think from March onwards is when he started leaving that medicine is when he started come back into reality. And if you remember, that is when Disha also came into his life. She started working for him March, April, that time. And that is when he was doing little work, and he kind of came back to a normal, thing by May.
Rekha ji, Hema ji, you mentioned one more point, which was why she kept saying that, there is a lot of love and a lot of affection. And in several cases that we see, going back to all that we've heard of, I have noticed that this is how it works with MDMA. Please confirm this if I'm right or wrong. And you know, it's just that they will shower a whole lot of love on you, and then MDMA adds to it, and it makes you look like, you know, this is like the best person you could have in your life, and nobody else could understand you better, you know. So another point that I wanted to share.
Right. And you see, even this, whatever we did analysis today, right? I have not talked to Freeze about this whole thing. I have not. Only thing is he actually saw my videos few days back, and when he saw, I think it made sense to him that because he knows a little bit of that kind of that world, it made sense to him, and that's when he reached out to me yesterday. He reached out. He said, "Can I show one of your videos?" I said, "In Varun show," and I said, "Yes. I mean, you can show it anywhere. I don't mind. You can use my videos anywhere." So it's not like, you know, I and Freeze sat and like we were like, okay, let's analyze. It was not like that, right? I made these videos long back in August, September. It's just that
this is exactly what's done to even Karan. He will not jump from a 12th floor. That is why I got into this movement. This is exactly why I got into this movement. Because when I saw this video last year and the 3 to 4 drops, it struck my mind that I knew that this is exactly what was done to Karan. And this is what these people are doing. They're making these people high and commit all this stuff. That's why I got it. Sorry, I got emotional.
You're so right, Freeze. And what I also realized, sorry, Varun, just one last point is this is happening at different levels. So at the outside, they are psychologically playing with your mind, and in coffee shows asking people to kill you, or whether they would hook with you, or whether you're good looking or not. Then there are blind articles. Then there is somebody at home who's telling you, no, but for me, you're the best, and drugging him, and, you know, trying to get all the you know, confidence in his life, and then utilizing all the funds to do all the gory things that they want to do around his life. So isn't this like really established, and is it like so much of a rocket science that, you know, I mean, sorry, I don't want to say more, but taking too long.
Yeah. Let me take Anuj here to get a kind of a new perspective, and I think he was trying to say something around this experience. Please go ahead.
जी शुक्रिया वरुण जी। और मैं यही कहना चाह रहा था कि जैसे कि अभी बात हो रही थी कि यू नो कि उनको ड्रग किया जा रहा था एंड वो खुद को स्लैप कर रहे थे या जो भी है। तो इस पे मैं यही पॉइंट रखना चाह रहा हूँ कि मेरा फ्रेंड है एंड अभी तो वो ठीक हो चुका है, अभी उनको कोई इश्यूज नहीं है। तो उनके साथ भी ऐसा ही हुआ था, हालांकि उनको कोई ड्रग नहीं किया गया था, वो खुद से ले रहे थे क्योंकि उनको एक नशा सा हो गया था। सो मैंने उनको खुद देखा है इस चीज पे कि सडनली जब वो बहुत ज्यादा ओवरडोज ले लेते थे, हालांकि सब मतलब बहुत कोशिश करते थे, अब वो सडनली कहीं ना कहीं चले जाते थे एंड समहाउ वो अगर नहीं भी आ पाते थे तो जो भी इलाके के जो लोग होते थे वो घर पे छोड़ के जाते थे। तो मैंने 1-2 बार उनको जिस तरह से देखा है, वो खुद को मीन्स यू नो पंच कर रहे थे एंड स्लैप कर रहे थे, ऐसी बहुत सारी चीजें मैंने खुद देखी है। तो ये चीज मैं आप सभी से बिल्कुल अग्री करता हूँ कि ये चीज बिल्कुल हुआ है उनके साथ, और उनको समझ नहीं आ रहा था कि ये वो कैसे निकले इस सिचुएशन से। वो जरूर कोशिश बहुत ज्यादा कर रहे थे और इसीलिए ही ऐसी खबरें भी आई थी कि वो बहुत ज्यादा गुस्सा थे रिया चक्रवर्ती से भी, बट समहाउ वो उनको किसी तरह से ऐसे फंसा के रखा गया था कि वो कुछ भी नहीं कर पा रहे थे एंड बहुत ही दुख की बात है। और आज हम ऐसा सिचुएशन में हैं कि हम अभी भी लड़ तो रहे हैं, सही बात है, लेकिन कब तक ये न्याय मिल पाएगा नहीं मिल पाएगा अभी इसका कोई जवाब कहीं से भी नहीं है। और दूसरी बात है, मैं एक छोटा सा पॉइंट रखना चाह रहा हूँ कि आप सभी लोग इस पर रोशनी थे, क्योंकि ये बात मैंने बहुत बार सोशल मीडिया में भी उठाई है, लेकिन बहुत लोग नहीं इस पे शायद नजर दिए हैं। वरुण जी, मैं आपसे यही पूछ रहा हूँ कि जो दिल बेचारा जो मूवी बनाई गई थी, उसके पीछे मुझे जो लगता है बहुत बड़ी कॉन्स्पिरेसी थी सुशांत के साथ। तो इस पर आपका क्या टेक है, मतलब आप क्या इस पे सोचते हैं? आप सभी लोग अगर इस पे अपना व्यू रखे तो अच्छा रहेगा, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है दिल बेचारा मूवी उनके खिलाफ बहुत बड़ी कॉन्स्पिरेसी की गई थी, जिस तरह से उनका दाहिना पैर ब्रेक किया गया था एंड सडनली जो वो महेश भट्ट साहब ने अपने सोशल मीडिया में भी शेयर किया। ऐसे बहुत सारे पिक्चर्स, ऐसे बहुत सारी न्यूज हम लोगों ने देखी है। तो अभी आप थोड़ा सा इसके ऊपर अगर थोड़ा कुछ डालें अपना।
मैं इसके बस थोड़ा सा ही बोलूंगा। ऑब्वियसली आई लेट एवरीवन एल्स स्पीक एज वेल।
जी, बिल्कुल।
आई सॉ दैट मूवी, जब मैंने मूवी देखी थी, आई कुड नॉट इवन बिलीव। वो ऐसे लग रही है कि दैट वाज अ वेरी वेल प्लान्ड लास्ट मूवी ऑफ अ सुपरस्टार, जिसके अंदर बहुत ही स्ट्रेटेजिकली प्लेस्ड कुछ सीन्स थे, कुछ डायलॉग्स थे, कुछ वर्ड्स थे, जो शायद जैसे it could be coincidental. I don't want to say it was all planned, but they could be very coincidental. But जिस तरह से पूरी पिक्चर के अंदर the way he was shown, it could have been something else. This movie was planned 2.5, almost 3 years before. So there are certain pieces of that movie which were almost identical to Sushant's life. बट एट द सेम टाइम मैं यही बोलूंगा कि आई डोंट वांट टू कमेंट के जानबूझ के सब कुछ किया गया था। हालांकि जो साइंस थे, जो आप पोस्ट की बात कर रहे हैं, बहुत सारे लोगों ने पोस्ट भी डाली थी, दे ऑल काइंड ऑफ एक तरफ से हमें लेके वहीं जाते हैं कि इट वाज ऑल लाइक प्लान एंड स्ट्रेटेजिकली, बट एट द सेम टाइम द वो क्या नाम है उसका, द डायरेक्टर हु हैज दिस
Mukesh Chabra.
Right. I mean, he has, again, I'll let Freeze add more about him. Maybe he knows more about Mukesh Chabra, but from what I have seen is he is also into the close circles of these Bollywood druggies and all that stuff. He is one of the key players as well, and he would know a lot. And if everybody, हमने देखी भी हैं pictures, he was also supposedly there at the crime scene. Why was he there? I don't know.
Can I add something here?
Yes, please.
Okay, I want to add something here. See, I don't know about the movie because I haven't watched the movie, but it is so possible because Mukesh Chabra, like I'm telling it, like वो कोई दूध का दुला हुआ तो है नहीं. Even though they show like he is like so close to him, and as soon as he died, he released all these videos of like good friendship with him and all. But the person, I think, like when Sanjana Sanghi or Sanjana Sangvi, I don't know the last name, when that heroine, she put the case on him, right? Like, or she came out with that essay stuff on Sushant. She kept quiet for 1 week, right? Why
Yes,
did she keep quiet? She is been given a break by Mukesh Chabra. That's her first movie. She got a break in that movie. The only person who could benefit from that news, because any publicity, whether it is good or bad, is good for a movie. Even if it's a bad publicity, even if it's for a week, people will like want to go and watch it just because they heard that something happened between Sushant and the heroine. So they will want to go watch it. So in order to create that bad publicity, it is so possible that this person itself planted it. And that is the reason that heroine would keep it, because as soon as उनका डेथ का ये हुआ and her interview came up, I could see so much pain in the way she was talking and the way she was telling, and she was telling I'm going to quit Bollywood and all this thing. I mean, she's back in Bollywood now, but you could see in that interview also the way she was talking that there was someone who probably told her, just keep quiet, it's just for a week, it's okay, after that you can come clear with it, हमें publicity मिल जाएगा movie के लिए. This is what would have happened, because a heroine would not come out and tell that because she is trying to make a Bollywood future. So I think that behind that, I think Chabra was there, and I think that is why for Sushant it was so hard, because all the friends, even the close friends, were deceiving him right and left.
बिल्कुल मैम, इस पे मैं सिर्फ एक पॉइंट और रखना चाह रहा हूँ, उसके बाद मैं अपना बात खत्म कर दूंगा. मैं जस्ट थोड़ा सा अलग पॉइंट हो सकता है. हमने देखा था कि 14 जून को एक मेकअप आर्टिस्ट जो है वो निकल रहे थे सुशांत माउंट ब्लैंक से. सो ये पॉसिबिलिटीज तो अभी बहुत सारे लोग, बहुत सारे तो क्या मैं कहूँगा, मतलब ऑलमोस्ट 100% मैं कह सकता हूँ कि लोग यही कहते हैं कि जो भी उनके शरीर पे चोटें थी, और क्योंकि पूरा शरीर पे उनका चोट पूरा भरा हुआ था, लेकिन मुंबई पुलिस ने तो कोई रियलाइज किया ही नहीं, क्योंकि उनको तो बस केस दबाना था. तो मेकअप आर्टिस्ट जो वहां पर पहुंचे थे, उनका क्या मतलब, वहां पर पहुंचने का तो कोई मतलब ही नहीं बनता है, वरुण जी एंड मैम जो भी यहाँ पर अभी उपलब्ध हैं. तो वो किस बेसिस पे पहुंचे थे और उनको क्यों नहीं इंटरोगेट किया जाता है, क्योंकि उनको इंटरोगेट करना बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि वो एक तो वो रिया चक्रवर्ती के मेकअप आर्टिस्ट थे, सबसे पहली बात। दूसरी चीज, ऐसे ऐसे क्राइम सीन पे मेकअप आर्टिस्ट का रहना ही बहुत बड़ा सवाल खड़ा कर देता है वरुण जी।
Yeah. Freeze, I don't know if you want to say something. Yeah, Amit.
I'll just say, since you asked about Chhabra, all I can say is he's good friends with Anurag. You know who Anurag I'm talking about. And इनकी चिट्टियाँ और चाकड़ियाँ और चांडाल चौकड़ी हम बाद में खोलेंगे. We'll stick to our topic and our subject today. And all I'll say, he's good friends with Anurag. And if you guys remember कि जब भी PR के लिए रिया को पूछा गया था तो वो किसके पास गई थी? वो अनुराग के पास ही गई थी. तो ये सब साले मिले हुए. Please continue. I'll come back later.
Okay, Amit.
या ये मुकेश छाबड़ा के बारे में कुछ कहना था मेरे को. मुकेश छाबड़ा को जितना देर वीडियोस में हमने एनालिसिस की, मैं तो प्रैक्टिकली पहचानता नहीं हूं उनको ठीक से, उससे ये समझ में आता है कि इनका जब ये रिया चक्रवर्ती जब नार्कोटिक की जो उनकी पूछताछ हो रही थी, उस वक्त रिया ने मुकेश छाबड़ा का भी नाम लिया था कि वो भी ड्रग्स लेते हैं, अगर आपको याद होगा. और मुकेश छाबड़ा ने ये भी कहा था कि रिया पर मैं डिफर्मेशन केस करूंगा, ठीक है ना. उसके बाद ये केस दब गया. मतलब आप ये समझो कि जितने लोग आपने देखे थे सुशांत के घर में 14 तारीख को, सारे के सारे लोग, इवन द पुलिस भी है कि नहीं वो पता नहीं, वो सब ये थिएटर आर्टिस्ट भी हो सकते हैं, कोई भी हो सकते हैं, सारे के सारे लोग पहले से प्लांटेड थे. और आपने अगर गौर से देखा होगा कि सुशांत के प्रीमिसेस के अंदर पहले से एक एम्बुलेंस मौजूद थी, उसके बाद मीडिया आई थी. तो ये सारा चीज पहले से ही प्लान की गई थी और उसके बाद इसको एग्जीक्यूशन में शायद प्रॉब्लम हो गई, तभी जाके सारा लूप होल समझ में आ रहा है हमें. और एक वीडियो आपने मिस कर गया, अगर आपके पास हो तो मैं एक बार आपको भेजूंगा. वहां पर आप देखोगे कि जब संदीप सिंह मीतू दीदी को कंधे में हाथ रख कर एक गाड़ी में घुसाते हैं, उस गाड़ी के सामने वाले सीट पे मुकेश छाबड़ा बैठा हुआ था. अगर आपने देखा होगा वो वीडियो, मुकेश छाबड़ा उस गाड़ी के सामने वाला फ्रंट सीट पे बैठा हुआ था. मतलब मुकेश छाबड़ा knows everything and this guy is such a shameless guy, जिन्होंने फिल्म निकाली सुशांत के नाम से और कुछ सहानुभूति तो छोड़ो, उसके बारे में आवाज उठाने की कोई सोची ही नहीं उसने, ठीक है ना. तो इन लोगों को डिस्कशन करना ही नहीं चाहिए आपको, ये अदालत का काम है. ये अब तो सबसे बड़ा सवाल ये है कि मुकेश छाबड़ा को क्यों नहीं पुलिस ने पूछताछ की. मुकेश छाबड़ा भी पूछताछ के लायक बनता है कि नहीं. सुरजीत सिंह राठौर भी बनता है, वो भाग गया है ना. सुरजीत सिंह राठौर था, वो बीच में वो भाग गया. हाँ, मुकेश छाबड़ा, उसको पूछताछ नहीं हो रही है. दीज आर द थिंग्स विच शुड कम क्रिस्टल एंड क्लियर, क्योंकि ये केस दिन पे दिन और लिंगर होना नहीं चाहिए. अगर हम जैसे लेमैन बैठ के एनालिसिस करते हैं, इतना पॉइंट्स उतार लेते हैं, तो उनके पास तो 100% एविडेंस होगा आज के तारीख पर. उनको तो आना चाहिए बाहर. why they are keeping their some shut and keeping their mum. ये बहुत आश्चर्य वाला बात है. एंड आई डोंट नो व्हाट आर द कनेक्शंस, क्या होगा. हम पर फिर भी हमें न्याय प्रणाली पर भरोसा करना चाहिए, मैं फिर भी कहूंगा. लेकिन
सर एक पॉइंट ये था ना कि रिया चक्रवर्ती जो थी वो कह रही थी कि लाइक इंटरव्यू में कि सुशांत तो 1 साल पहले ही सुसाइड कर लेता था. तो इसका
तो
मतलब तो यही
राजीव
होता है
सरदेसाई
कि
को
1
कह रहे
साल
थे.
पहले से ही इनकी प्लानिंग चल रही थी, किसी ना किसी तरह से एसएसआर को इस तरह से खत्म कर दिया जाए, डिप्रेशन थ्योरी एंड ये सब स्प्रेड करके, क्योंकि अदरवाइज ये सब, क्योंकि 2 महीने या 3 महीने में इतना बड़ा ब्रूटल मर्डर करना ये बिल्कुल भी पॉसिबल है ही नहीं सर, किसी भी तरह से पॉसिबल नहीं.
अगर ये सब आवाज उठा के ये सब नहीं होता तो आज मेरे को मालूम पड़ा, मैं तो पिक्चर देखता नहीं हूँ, आज अभी अनुज ने बोला तो क्या नैरेटिव रहता कि एक लड़का आया था, काम किया, दिल बेचारा लड़का सुसाइड कर लिया.
राइट, एब्सोल्युटली यही होता.
एंड आल्सो
यही चीज करण के साथ भी यही चीज किया इन लोग ने, कि बैंगलोर से आया म्यूजिशियन करने, इधर सिटी का हैंडल नहीं कर सका, ठीक है, और ऊपर से उड़ी मार दिया. ऐसे ही किया इन लोगों ने.
एंड आल्सो हेलो,
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, take someone. I forgot. Please told
Acha.
something and I forgot that
Okay,
part.
Rekha ji, please make a point.
हाँ जी, तो एक्चुअली क्या है कि एविडेंसेस की तो भरमार है. लाइक वेदर you like cannot stop talking once you start speaking about them, whether it is the role of the police, whether it is wearing gloves, whether it is circumstantial evidences being carried away, I mean things being carried away in the bag, बॉडी का देखो, आप कोई भी हाइट देखो सुशांत की, लाइक वी हैव टू कीप ऑन स्पीकिंग अबाउट दैट, वी हैव टू गो ऑन. मेरे को बहुत खुशी हुई, लाइक दिस इज दिस recall of the events we are going, we have to fight it out, Varun ji and everybody here. Like we are thinking, we are going again and again and discussing, because over a period of time these things will fade away. We don't want those to fade. चाहे वो दरवाजे की बात हो, मैं बोलती हूँ कि घर में कोई भी चीज होती है उससे आप तोड़ने की कोशिश करते हो. इनका क्या इंटरोगेशन लिया गया कि इन्होंने क्यों नहीं किया, क्या नहीं किया. कीज जो डुप्लीकेट थी, गार्ड जो था वो गायब हो गया. आजू बाजू कोई क्या नेबर्स से भी इंटरोगेशन किया जाता है, नेबर्स को भी आप जाकर के पूछते हैं वे वर दे, उस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे कहाँ थे, क्या वो नेबर्स के साथ कोई उनका रिलेशन नहीं था, क्या कभी आप किसी को बुलाते नहीं हो आपके नेबर्स वगैरह, बिकॉज इट वाज 6 floors, राइट? If I'm not wrong, that how many floors did that building have?
7.
और उसके बाद कोई ईंट पत्थर नहीं होता है, कोई हाहाकार नहीं होती है, कोई नेबर्स, मतलब उस बिल्डिंग के तो छोड़ो, साइड वाली बिल्डिंग के कोई लोग होते हैं. क्या आपने गार्ड को आवाज लगाई? क्या गार्ड का कोई वर्जन आया है सामने? वो कौन था? मतलब आप कहीं से भी उठा लो, बात करना आप कहीं से भी शुरू कर लो, चाहे वो गले के मार्क्स थे, चाहे वो कपड़ा था, चाहे उसकी टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ थी, चाहे एक कपड़े का टुकड़ा ऊपर था तो दूसरा नीचे जो था वो कहाँ है जो गले में था सुशांत के. these are the recent thing which I said, that एक कपड़ा जो अगर आपने काटा था तो एक तो आपके पंखे पे अटका हुआ था, दूसरा जो था वो तो आपने जब काटा था तो सुशांत के गले में होना चाहिए ना. तो जब इन्होंने उसको उतारा था तो मीतू जब आई थी तो क्या मीतू के लिए आपने ये नहीं दिखाया गले से आप हटाओगे क्या वो कपड़ा? वो तो गले के अंदर ही आप दिखाना चाहोगे ना कि भाई हाँ इस तरीके से उसने सुसाइड किया, जो भी हो. चाहे वो सिद्धार्थ पिठानी का फोटो नहीं लेना, चाहे 5 लोगों का मौजूद होना, उसमें से सिर्फ 2 ही लोगों से आपने सिद्धार्थ और नीरज जो है उनसे इंटरोगेट किया है. मतलब अगर 2 या 3 जन बॉडी को उतार रहे थे तो बाकी जन फोटो तो ले सकते थे. जो बाकी घर के लोग थे वो कहाँ थे? देखा तो सब नहीं है. So I don't understand. मतलब मैं कहीं से भी आप उठा लो, कोई भी चीज उठा लो, there are innumerable things which we can go on speaking endlessly, so we know it clearly. मैं तो इस बात को भी बोल चुकी हूँ कई बार कि जब बार आज फिर से बोल रही हूँ, चाहे मैं 10वीं बार बोल रही हूँ, 20वीं बार बोल रही हूँ, आई जस्ट वांट टू से दैट जब इन्होंने देखा कि 1-2 घंटे तक सुशांत ने घर दरवाजा नहीं खोला और मीतू ने कहा कि वो 15 मिनट्स में आ रही है, तो जब उन्होंने ये बात की इंफॉर्मेशन दे दी है कि वो दरवाजा नहीं खोल रहा है, दैट मीन्स उस वक्त तक इन्होंने न कोई चाबी वाले को ढूंढा था, न कोई चाबी वाले का मतलब कोई पता लगाया था, और 15 मिनट को मीतू को आने में तो इतनी देर में उन्होंने सर्व करके और ना चाबी वाले को भी ढूंढा और उसको
ये बात कर चुके हैं
उसके साथ कम्युनिकेट भी किया व्हाट्सएप पे, एंड ही कम्स आल्सो, ही टेक्स द बॉडी डाउन आल्सो, एंड 15 मिनट्स अभी तक नहीं हुए. और मीतू जी, ये तो टाइमलाइन, द एविडेंस इज द फोन पे टाइम कितना
बात
था.
कर चुके ना रेखा
मतलब
जी.
मीतू के फोन पे मीतू ने कितने बजे फोन किया था मीतू को, सिद्धार्थ इन लोगों ने कितने बजे फोन किया था, और उस चाबी वाले को कितने बजे फोन किया था, और वो कब आया, ये सब तो पुलिस के लिए इट शुड बी वेरी इजी.
Okay. Yes, I'm going to take one last comment. Guru, I think you wanted to just give a last comment. Please go ahead.
मैं तो बोल रहा था कि सुशांत के सामने ही उसका मर्डर का डेमो दिखाया गया था स्टार प्लस के वो समझ नहीं पाया कि उसका मर्डर कैसे होगा. उसका डेमो दिखाया गया था ना उस डांस शो में.
Yeah, I will definitely
आप YouTube पे देख लीजिए, वो वीडियो मिल जाएगा आपको।
Sure.
आई थिंक जो गुरुपदा जी बोल रहे हैं वो शायद ये बोल रहे हैं, जो झलक दिखला जाए या किसी में एक डांस परफॉर्मेंस किया था उसने ना, उसमें जो एंड में वो मर जाता है और फांसी लगा लेता है, वही बात कर रहे हैं ना? हाँ, तो
अरे
उससे
बाबा, लेकिन
वो तो
अगर
जस्ट
मैं एक
डांस शो
एक्टर
था।
हूँ, इफ आई एम एन एक्टर और मेरे को एक रोल दिया गया, अभी मैं उसको कैसे सोचूं पहले कि ऐसा मेरे को मारने वाले, कैसे मालूम पड़ेगा किसको?
राइट
नहीं मालूम पड़ेगा ना, कौन कैसे सोचेगा वैसा?
राइट। सो वो उस डायरेक्शन से मत सोचिए, वो एक्चुअली वहां पे जस्ट परफॉर्मेंस कर रहा था, बट उस वीडियो से एक अच्छी चीज निकल के आई थी कि वो किस तरह वो अपना हाथ पकड़ा था उसको डालने के लिए। तो दैट वाज एक्चुअली एट दैट टाइम आई रिमेम्बर वाज रिलेटेड टू वो ऐसा इस कहाँ पे वो मार्क था ना, वो ऐसा फांसी लगा ही नहीं सकता है। तो दैट वाज दे वर ट्राइंग टू यूज दैट वीडियो टू शो दैट अगर वो फांसी लगाता तो उसका हाथ इस तरह जाता करके। सो आई रिमेम्बर दैट कोरिलेशन विद दैट वीडियो। सो
और
वो
अगर
एक
ऐसा है तो
अच्छा
कितने बड़े
पॉइंट।
हरामी लोग हैं इन लोग।
Sorry, what?
Anyway, your talk, I have something to again coming back to that. You take everybody, and then I have a paragraph which I want to read it out.
Okay, so let me just finish off, then
Yes,
please you can go ahead.
please.
So yeah, I just want to say कि I think उसको उसका दिमाग मारने का प्लान तो ऑलरेडी पहले से ही बना, लाइक रिया जब एंटर हुई तभी से चल रहा था। So basically मुझे लगता है कि they wanted to swindle out of his money, take everything that he has, everything that he's working on. So there was this group of people, the Animal Planet people that wanted to do this. So they had already planned to kill him, but they planned to kill him in a way that कि ये ड्रग ओवरडोज, एक दिन हमें सुनाई देता कि कहीं गोवा में ड्रग ओवरडोज होके चला गया वो, एंड हमें वी वुड नॉट हैव बीन एबल टू डू एनीथिंग, बट दिस ultimately it happened this way because Disha came into it. Then these people knew much more information than whatever was going on, right? What not only what he was working on, but then they started stumbling into a lot of things because he was trying to do a lot of NGO stuff. He was trying to do something for the kids, street kids. So because of all that, he got into something where he found something, and that is when all these things, it became into a murder. Like, and we were able to now we are at least fighting for him, but I think we would have been in a situation, क्योंकि अगर ये मर्डर अभी नहीं हुआ होता तो भी एक ना एक दिन मुझे लगता है कि that plan was already been made. He would have gone, अगर ये कुछ नहीं होता तो वो रिया के साथ रहता और कहीं गोवा में रहता, ले जाती तो वहां पे कहीं ओवरडोज होके खत्म, and nobody would have known. So I think at least now we are at least able to fight for him in this way.
वरुण जी, एक पॉइंट ऐड करूंगा यहाँ पर। एक पॉइंट मेरा थॉट आया अभी, याद आया मुझे अभी, वो ये है कि वेस्ट बंगाल में एक रेड लाइट एरिया है जिसका नाम है सोनागाछी, राइट? वहां पर सुशांत सिंह राजपूत को कुछ पता चला, क्योंकि बंगाल से सुशांत का बहुत अच्छा रिलेशन है, क्योंकि सुशांत वाज इन पटना दैट टाइम, इट वाज बिहार, अभी भी बिहार है, तो पूरा जमशेदपुर लेकर वो सारा चीज बिहार हुआ करता था। He used to come to Jamshedpur, and Jamshedpur is very near to Kolkata. So ये जो रेड लाइट एरिया है सोनागाछी, मुंबई से बहुत सारे बच्चे यहाँ पे आते थे फॉर डूइंग दिस काइंड ऑफ वर्क, मतलब चाइल्ड ट्रैफिकिंग जिसको मैं कहना चाह रहा हूँ आपको। तो इसके बारे में सुशांत के पास काफी बड़ी रिसर्चें थी, और उसके पास क्यों, इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूँ क्योंकि हाल में जब इसकी मूवमेंट हुई थी, ये जस्टिस फॉर SSR कोलकाता में जो हुई थी मूवमेंट, सोनागाछी से बहुत सारे लोग आकर इसको सपोर्ट करने आए थे, बिकॉज सोनागाछी में बच्चों की वेलफेयर के लिए सुशांत ने बहुत बढ़िया एक प्रोग्राम करके रखा हुआ, अभी भी वो मेंटेन्ड है। और आपको और एक चीज मतलब बोलूंगा मैं कि सुशांत के पास कुछ ऐसी थ्योरीज थी जो कि इन लोगों को पसंद नहीं आ रही थी, क्योंकि वो बैरियर बनने वाला था। क्योंकि सुशांत सिंह राजपूत, ऐसे सुनने में आ रहा है कि वो जब कॉन्शियस, मतलब जब सबकॉन्शियस से जब वो कॉन्शियस में आ रहा था, उस वक्त जब उसको सब यादें आ रही थी, तो उसने जो बैंक अकाउंट की ज्वाइंट अकाउंट थी रिया के साथ, वो हटाकर प्रियंका दीदी को कर दिया था, ठीक है? और इसकी सारी इंफॉर्मेशंस महेश शेट्टी को था। और एक न्यूज भी ऐसे आई थी कि सुशांत बॉलीवुड छोड़कर कुछ ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग करने की कोशिश कर रहा था नेपाल में। इसीलिए आप याद करोगे कि नेपाल में उसने भारी रकम डोनेट की थी, मोर देन 2 करोड़, जब फ्लड आई थी नेपाल में। तो ये जो सारा चीज है, ये जो सारा मैटर है, ये बहुत रिलेट करता है सुशांत के मर्डर के पीछे. He was doing
Right,
something
Amit,
very in a depth.
Yeah, right, Amit ji, I agree because इसका बहुत बड़ा connection है. We are not talking about that topic that much. We will get into it, but because we don't have so much proof or anything, we are not like getting into it. But yes, it has a big connection. His murder has got a big connection with child trafficking for sure.
So, if I may just take a minute, Steve Pinto clearly talks about it. He's mentioned Calcutta train mystery. If you type that, you Google it, The Hindu clearly talks about it. That's number one. Number two, there are two stories there that he talks about. He mentions hashtag Dhak. Now, what I understand, Dhak is a big barrel-like instrument where you can put kids and take them from one place to the other.
I tell you, Dhak is a drum kind of जो दुर्गा पूजा या कुछ पूजा में बजाते हैं, ठीक है? वो इतना बड़ा होता है कि उसमें आप बहुत कुछ घुसा सकते हो.
Exactly.
It's a
तो उसमें
barrel.
लिखा है
It's a big drum barrel.
Exactly. So it's a barrel. He has written hashtag Kolkata train mystery. If you go back, Steve Pinto has clearly spoken about the Hindu articles. He has very clearly spoken about a couple of books, a Russian novel and also Bombay Duck. So it's fairly clear that if you put things in perspective, it is very, very correct that there is a link, and as Amitji said, there is a link to Kolkata and that Bangladesh side of the country as well.
Can I add something here?
And Nepal as well. Nepal भी है उसमें.
I want to add something here because there is something that I have noticed because I know he was working on improving the street kids and all. He was trying to do something with some NGO like that. Now, if you go see all the videos, right, the viral, whether it's Viral Bollywood or any other, all those channels, right, you will see there are the same kids, same small kids who come and stand next to the celebrities, right? And you have pictures of the same kids even with Sushant. And being Sushant, his mind would actually not just take a picture with the kid and just forget. He's not that kind of a person. He would actually think about these kids. But when you start thinking about these kids, the people who own those kids are people who do business. Because you will see, I have like looked at it, you will see the same face, the same kid everywhere with every celebrity. They just go like beggars and stand there, asking for money. They ask wherever the car is going and all. So maybe that's why he had that also in his mind. This is just my thinking, but he surely was thinking about these kids. But when you try to do something with respect to the kids, I don't think the people who manage this whole whatever thing going on, right? It's like a big business. They don't like it. So he has got into a lot of things like that is what I feel. I have a feeling.
If you have seen a movie called Footpath, Kunal Khemu का Footpath आपने देखा होगा, you will come to know Footpath में मतलब kids को किस तरीके से यूज किया जाता है for bigger. वहाँ पे मुंबई में एक नेक्सस है, बहुत बड़ा नेक्सस है, पूरा वह इंडिया को कनेक्ट करता है, दुबई को कनेक्ट करता है, जो किस तरीके से वहाँ पर बच्चों को यूज किया जाता है, मतलब पैसा इकट्ठा करने के लिए. It is a big racket. I think there was a link of Sushant as well.
Yeah. And because I have noticed when I started noticing a lot of videos where the kids come and like they're asking for money and they, Janvi ne paisa diya nahi, ye nahi, the videos dalte rehte hain jo. So that one I've noticed that if you notice, go watch all those videos and see they're the same kids. So you will see that somebody it's a lot bigger than what we're thinking.
Okay, I'm going to let Rekha ji make the last point, and then after that I will play one little video as well.
Thank you so much, Varun ji. I would like to conclude. What my story is right in front of us. Sushant was an intelligent guy. He was out of class from those people, and this story starts right from when he's not falling in line with whatever they want him to do. और उसको जब वो सारे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स दिए गए और वहां से स्टोरी स्टार्ट होती है कि कैसे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स देना, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स को विड्रॉ करना, रिया को प्लांट करना, प्लस महेश भट्ट इज देयर गाइडिंग, घर का बदलना, डोमेस्टिक स्टाफ का बदलना, उसको आइसोलेट करना, उसके फोन पर कंट्रोल करना, हु इज गोइंग टू टॉक टू सुशांत, शी विल डिसाइड, उसको बैंकरप्ट करना, उसके पैसे यूज करना, और फिर उसके बाद उसके बॉडीगार्ड्स हटाना और उसको ड्रग्स देना। एवरीथिंग इज क्लियर। उसको उसके कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स हटा के उसको डिप्रेशन में डालना, उसको बैंकरप्ट करना, और ये सारी चीजें एंड ultimately execute the plan. So this is what happened, and it's very clear in front of us. Thank you so much, Varunji. We
Thank you
should
so much.
continue, to fight for justice, for Sushant, for Disha,
Yeah.
for all who have, have had this kind of death been labeled as suicide. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much.
I'll just add one thing, because she talked about the movies. There's a video from 2017 where he's so excited because he went to NASA and came, and that video is like, it's so motivational even to watch it today. And if you see that he's so excited and talking about his next movie, Chanda Mama, and that Chanda Mama movie, it went to Farhan Akhtar, right? So everything was taken away from him. I have no idea what the Dacoit movie is talking about in that,
This
because
is
we
so
never heard about
wonderful.
that.
Yeah.
Rekha ji said something.
I said, just listening to all this, like, kind of makes it so painful. It's really painful to hear.
Yeah, he's like so perfect in condition in that he's talking about NASA and so excited to do this movie because it's all he has dreamt about, like the way he's telling about it.
No, I have not seen this video.
I'll put it on my channel. You can watch it. It is so. Yeah. It is like. I mean, every interview that I've watched of him, that is why I think it's like you will have so much respect for what he talks, and like for some people it may just go above the head, but you can see that how much knowledge. I mean, how intelligent this. I mean, he would have made our country proud one day with lot of things that he was doing. Because there were that 17 pages in 2017 when he started his companies, or he was planning with Varun Mathur.
You all know about that hashtag of Steve Pinto where he's talking about no poverty and all. What if he was talking about that is Sushant's plan? What if he had a crack of it and he was the guy who was gonna do that, not Steve Pinto?
And that was
Sushant who would have done it. And there was a plan. And there was a plan, and that's why it was all eradicated, it was deleted, the diaries, to everything, because he had the solution, he had solution to all this, he had sorted out. Maybe he went to so many NGOs. I've not seen so many बच्चों के साथ उसका video जितना मैंने उसका देखा है. So maybe something got into him, and he said, "I will come up with a solution," and he did come up with a solution.
And
so that thing of the Steve Pinto saying that no more poverty, no more ये बच्चे, वो सुशांत का ही बात कर रहा था.
Freeze. It was not just maybe. It's not maybe. It is a 17-page. I'll find that video. I think I don't remember Republic or Times Now put where they showed his whole plan, right? Because they got it from one of his diaries. In that plan, there is one portion where it is about poverty, and he's made like an equation and all this thing. So he has done something like how to solve that, right? So there was lot of things he has done like that. When I saw that, I was like amazed, like what was going on in this person's mind. He had a whole plan for everything, that issues that we have in India. He had everything. If you see that, I'll find that video. Actually, I'll send it to Varun.
All right, so I'm gonna let M. Rekha. Do you have anything else to add?
No, thank you so much. And
thank you,
carry on, please. I would like to take your leave. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
रेखा जी, आपको मैं काफी वीडियोस में देखा हूँ मैडम. अगर ये रेवोल्यूशन रास्ते को हिट होना पड़ा, मुझे आपकी जरूरत रहेगी to hit the road.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, I'm not in India. That is what the problem is. And,
I will bring you to India.
But having said that, I would like to come down. I would like to come down.
That is exactly what I meant.
We need people like Rekha ji for that. Yes.
Yeah, bilkul.
All right, thank you, Rekha ji.
Thank you.
All right, M. Rekha. ये बहुत confusion रहा chat के अंदर. So yes, M. Rekha.
Right, thank you. So, Varun, to first thing, and I'll make very few points. First and foremost, it just pains me every time we go through these discussions. I mean, and if it's paining me this bad, I think about the sisters and the family, and then for the sister to be accused. And I will keep saying this till the last day, till the day we don't know what happened. They have not just done injustice, they have accused the sister and made her responsible for the murder. That's number one. Number two, I think it's a very, very planned nexus. Everything for me in my eyes is established broadly. I understand how they operate. I understand who all broadly are a part of it, who are calling the shots. Uh, what are their ways and means of doing it? So I'm sure, 100% sure CBI is aware. As a mother who has a kid growing up in the same country and who wants a bright future for the kid, I just want one thing for CBI to do. If you can't reveal much, you can't fast track this, you can't do anything else, just confirm to us by the 14th that you're on the right track, that we will soon hear back, that you are doing the best possible, and promise us that there'll be justice. Because nobody can now convince us that this was anything else but a murder. It is a cold-blooded, planned murder. And yes, they thought it'll happen last year. It didn't go through. He was a strong guy, and so they did what they did. So I really want to hear from CBI. That's it. Thank you.
Thanks, Amrika. All right. Before I let Freeze say anything, I'm gonna play this video. This I had downloaded some time back, and I'm gonna supposedly logo ne pucha tha ki one of the pictures. I am not able to find that last picture, but this is supposedly the last video that we have for Sushant. I'm gonna just play it for the full screen. Give me 1 second. Let's just hear what he's saying.
लगाएंगे कैमरा से लगाएंगे लैपटॉप से ट्रांसमिट करेंगे टीवी में बड़े से प्रोजेक्टर में और स्पेक्ट्रोमीटर लगाएंगे और उसको जैसे वॉइस के ना सिरी में तो वो बता रहे स्पेक्ट्रोमीटर रीड करके बता रही है कि वहाँ चल क्या रहा है। तो स्टार्स को देख रहे 10,000 लाइट ईयर्स पीछे किया तो पास कंटिन्यूस टेंस में तुम्हें सिरी टाइप बताएंगे कि वहाँ पे अभी वोल्केनो हुआ, कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड निकला, ये वो बताएगा। बता भी रही है और हम सच में भी देख रहे हैं पास में और हम प्रोजेक्टर पे उसको बड़ा करके देख रहे हैं पूरी इंफॉर्मेशन।
भैया मेरे चप्पल यार
I think ये पूरा वीडियो में obviously इसका ही एक रोल था, but that was this genius who was sitting on top of his house and telling how and what he could do with that telescope, how he could connect it, and automatic घर की screen के ऊपर बैठ के you could see what's happening वहाँ पर, चाहे वहाँ पर जैसे कहते हैं कुछ planets के ऊपर eruptions होती हैं, maybe volcano eruptions or whatever, so वो सब automate करके, so he was such a smart guy जो सब कुछ पूरी वर्ल्ड को ऑटोमेट करना चाहता था, हर चीज को एक टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ कनेक्ट करना चाहता था, even though he did not finish off his engineering, but he was really a smart guy who was just brutally killed, and nobody can जैसे कि अमेरिका बोल रही थी जितने मर्जी एविडेंसेस अब जो मर्जी कर लें बॉचअप, they cannot prove it to be a suicide. This is a very clear cold-blooded murder, a not very well I would say, but yeah, very botched up planned kind of a murder with a lot of things that we already have seen. Yes, Freeze, please go ahead.
So yeah, basically he's speaking about, I don't know what great plans he had. So a spectrometer is a device for measuring wavelength of light over a wide range. It basically separates the light, just like our a prism, basically, how a light travels through one and then it comes out with all 6-7 different. So I really don't know what this guy was thinking about, something very crazy and amazing. But again, coming to that paragraph, which I wanted to say, which is again going back to his chronology and things that had happened. So you see what happens is he is.
Can I
Sorry,
pause you? Can I pause you? So
Yeah.
sorry. I want it to be the last thing that you do, or the last thing on this session. So I see Sachin join as well. Let's hear Sachin out. Or uske baad, why don't you finish off with that? Sachin, please.
Yeah, yeah. Jai Shri Ram
Jai
to everyone. Varun, actually, yesterday I lost my aunt. She was very close to me. She was almost like my second mother. So I paid Shraddhanjali to her.
Sorry for your loss.
Yesterday I participated in her cremation. So actually, I watched the recording of your session yesterday, and it's really great. That Krish ji and Hema ji, the kind of analysis that they have done on these videos is really appreciable. But what next? My point is, whatever analysis and evidences that you have collected, or whatever analysis you have done, are they going to be forwarded to the right authorities? For example, the video where the mystery girl is being shown, like I will call her either Dragul Preet Singh or Dracula Preet Singh. So doesn't this particular evidence, or shouldn't this particular evidence be forwarded to Samir Wankhede? Because it would be a great help to him, to crack the case further and to investigate further what is the involvement of this lady. Because if you see the CDR records, call data records, Reha Chakravarti had spoken to Dracula Preet for at least 27 to 30 times during a single day. So the mystery girl is 100% Dragul Preet. Okay, can this information to the right?
Okay. Even though your voice is cutting, Sachin, I haven't shared this with anybody on the screen right now, and I'll just do it right now. It has already been shared, FYI. Okay.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. Can you repeat? What is that?
Yeah, he was asking this, the video that we did, certain pieces of that specifically around Rakul Preet and how we were, we kind of dissected everything. Can it not be sent to Samir Wankhede, sir?
Okay.
So I did not tell you guys as well. We did not speak about it, but I've already done that. So it is with him.
Not just Wankhede ji, we'll give it to the whole world.
Yeah, we will make it public very soon. But yeah. Yeah.
I have
all right.
to speak. It's me
Yes,
now.
please. Yes, please. I got lost in that. I'll tell you
speak,
again.
but
Before,
I want even you, Varun. Varun, you have been, and again, every platform. I personally thank every platform for keeping this fire burning. That's all I want to say. I will come to the paragraph. You, for a change, you say, because we never hear you actually. तेरे को बहुत कम chance मिलता है बाबा. आप बोलो, आपको क्या बोलना है?
सबसे पहले तो अभी जैसे सचिन अभी बोला, पहले तो मैं कोविड के लिए थोड़ा सा बोलूंगा, उसके बाद I'm going to say something on this topic that we've done in the last 2 days. COVID is taking everybody's life, guys. Sachin, I know you're not on the screen. I am really, really sorry for your loss. I am really sorry for everybody's loss. सिर्फ COVID नहीं. This guy Freeze, I think he's been talking about. He just mentioned something today on this live as well, which is really heartbreaking. I had promised him, at that point of time, we will bring that topic. We will talk about his friend, because not only COVID, there is many versions of COVIDs. which have been plaguing our community, which is plaguing our society. हम लोग हमेशा नजरअंदाज करते हैं, हमेशा. I'm an equal culprit. हम लोग हमेशा इग्नोर करते हैं. हमारे तो नहीं हो रहा ना, हमारा फैमिली मेंबर तो इम्पैक्ट नहीं हो रहा ना, हमारे रिलेटिव्स को तो कुछ नहीं हो रहा ना, हमारे पापा, हमारे मम्मा, हमारी फैमिली में किसी को जब परेशानी नहीं हो रही, तो तुझे हीरो बनना है. तो ये जो एक माइंडसेट है हमारे फैमिलीज और हमारे कल्चर का, तुझे हीरो बनने की क्या पड़ी है. ये जो हीरोगिरी नहीं हमने दिखाई, इस वजह से ये भाईगिरी दिखा रहे हैं सब लोग. और इस भाईगिरी को, इस दादागिरी को, इस गुंडागर्दी को खत्म करने के लिए ही आई थिंक अनफॉर्चुनेटली हमें सुशांत जैसे लोगों को यूज करना पड़ा. And I have been very fortunate, I would say, in a way, because not only like Freeze, like Hemaji, Amit, Rekha, and many more who've connected, each one has poked me in the right way. कई बार ऐसे मोमेंट आए where I thought मेरी फैमिली ने, I'll be very honest, even my family wanted to just shut it off and told me to just मतलब मैं आपको एक पर्सनल लेवल पे बता देता हूँ. मुझे तो यहाँ तक मेरे घर वालों ने एक टाइम पे आया था जहाँ कहा था इसका इंटरनेट और इसके डिवाइसेस डिस्कनेक्ट कर दो, because this guy is not gonna stop. And now again I'm saying, why should I be stopped? Why should a Freeze Dham be stopped? Why should anybody be stopped? अगर हम नहीं बोलेंगे, how will I afford to send my kids to a certain place? How would I, मैं यहाँ बैठा रहूंगा, आज की डेट में YouTube वीडियोस बना लूंगा, व्यूज ले लूंगा, सब्सक्राइबर्स कमा लूंगा, जो भी कर लूंगा, बट इज दैट डूइंग एनी वैल्यू एडिशन? जीरो. अगर मैं, इफ आई एम नॉट एबल टू स्पीक ऑन सर्टेन थिंग्स, आई वाज वेरी पर्टिकुलर अबाउट दीज वीडियोस एंड आई केप्ट ऑन सेइंग, कई बार मुझे फ्रीज ने बोला कि तू वीडियो प्ले कर लेगा. विश्व बहुत बार बोलता है ये वीडियो है, ये प्ले कर लेगा, और मैं हमेशा कहता था, डरता था कि वीडियो प्ले करेंगे डेफिनेटली बंद हो जाएगा. और वही हुआ. द फर्स्ट टाइम आई डिड, फर्स्ट वीडियो आई स्टार्टेड प्लेइंग, और आज के वीडियो में मैं बोल रहा हूँ, और मैं चैट में देख रहा था, चैट में अभी देख रहा था कि गिरिजा जी और बहुत सारे लोग कह रहे हैं इस वाले वीडियो को इमीडिएटली डाउनलोड कर लेना, क्योंकि ये भी जाएगा. क्योंकि यही प्रॉब्लम है इस कम्युनिटी की, इस सोसाइटी की. जिन लोगों के पास पावर है, जिन लोगों के पास इन्फ्लुएंस है, वो हम जैसे लोगों को आराम से दबा पा रहे हैं. मेरा इंटरनेट कनेक्शन, आई वाज टॉकिंग टू फ्रीज अबाउट इट, I am in the United States of America, जहाँ पर इंटरनेट स्पीड के लिए मरना नहीं पड़ता. यहाँ सेलफोन के अंदर भी मुझे 15 से 20 MBPS इंटरनेट कनेक्शन मिल जाता है. एंड आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट अ फ्रिकन सेलफोन कनेक्शन. मेरा घर का लैंडलाइन कनेक्टेड ब्रॉडबैंड कनेक्शन went to 1 Mbps because I was attacked. I was really attacked yesterday. आज, और वो गलती मेरी थी, आई एक्नॉलेज दैट, कि मुझे कुछ ब्लॉकेज करके रखना चाहिए था. आज मैंने किया, इसलिए आई वाज एबल टू काइंड ऑफ गो स्मूथली. बट आई डोंट वांट टू मेक इट वेरी लॉन्ग. वन थिंग व्हिच आई से, I don't want to see any more Freeze Dhams getting emotional on screens. I don't want to see any more Rabia Khans cry on phone calls, video calls with me. I don't want to see that poor dad frailing, sitting in a chair, all broken, जो अपने बेटे को, जिन्होंने सोचा भी नहीं होगा कि वो अपने बेटे का संस्कार करके आएंगे. वो सिस्टर्स जो आज की डेट में अपने घर वालों की बर्थडे सेलिब्रेट करने के लिए 100 बार सोचती होंगी कि शुड आई बी इवन शेयरिंग माय पर्सनल पिक्चर्स, बिकॉज अगर हमने किया तो पब्लिक आउटक्राई. ऑल दिस नीड्स टू एंड. वी हैव टू कम आउट एवरी सिंगल टाइम, एवरी सिंगल डे, एवरी सिंगल आवर ही क्यों ना हो, टू कीप ऑन स्पीकिंग, टॉकिंग अबाउट सर्टेन इश्यूज विच आर प्लेगिंग अस. एंड ये जो कल्प्रिट्स हैं, जो अपने आप को बहुत बड़े वो मानते हैं, बहुत पीआर जो चल रहा है आजकल जिन लोगों का, इनको हमें हिट करना है. hats off to people like Freeze again. And again, this is not a appreciation wala session just for Freeze. Sitting in a place where he could be the easiest target. This idiot, I call him an idiot because this idiot has taken the risk of speaking out for not only for Sushant, even for his friend and for so many other people who he has seen go through the whole shithole. Again, I'm sorry मैं ऐसी कुछ words, कुछ ऐसी चीजें बोल रहा हूँ, but this is me, the real me, who's got influenced by people like him. क्योंकि इन लोगों के पास वो stories हैं, वो experiences हैं, जो यहाँ एक घर के comfort में बैठ के मैंने नहीं ये सब कुछ देखा. मुझे नहीं पता था कि इस तरह की गंदगी भी होती है. All these things, stories, ये hunky dory जो social media पे, ये कॉफी विद इडियट्स एंड ऑल दैट जहां होता था, और हम बैठ के काउच पे अपने पॉपकॉर्न लेके हम भी हंसते थे जिनके साथ. नाउ वी सी द रियलिटी. So guys, really, I think it's high time we keep on speaking. सारे platforms, मैं भी यही कहता हूँ, not only this one, any platform, anybody who wants to do, please do the right thing. Don't just go for subscribers. आप अगर 3 से 4 से 5,000 से 10,000 लोगों को भी influence कर लेंगे, it is enough. 10 लोग को भी कर लें यार, यहाँ स्क्रीन पे 5 लोग हैं, वही इन्फ्लुएंस हो जाए, वही बहुत बड़ी बात है. सो प्लीज ऑन दैट नोट मैं सिर्फ इतना ही कहूंगा. आई कैन गो ऑन एंड ऑन एंड ऑन. आई रियली don't want to linger on for a very long time because a lot of things are happening in our community and we have to keep joining hands with each other and doing the right thing. And please, go ahead and see what you want to add. You're mute.
Can I say one thing before Freeze?
Sure.
I just want to say this for Freeze actually, because see, I don't know Freeze at all, right?
Now we do.
Just now we do. But 2-3 days, it's been such a roller coaster. Just because he just found my videos and started like asking, but it's been like I can see where he's coming from. Like us, like all our head is so much revolved around this. He's just like, okay, check this out, okay, check this, let's do this, okay, can you look at this one, okay. He's just getting confirmations on things, nothing else is going on. It's like 2 days, like I don't know Freeze at all. I only know that okay, we're checking this, we're checking this, we're checking that. So
let's stop it. It's enough of me. Basically, I'll just sum it
but
up
I have
saying,
to say,
I've been going on every platform, and I don't care. I will bring everybody together.
Exactly.
And we have to keep the fire burning.
Exactly.
And the
because
pressure on.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying, that we are all like on the same this thing, because I don't have much subscribers, but I keep doing. I don't have like I have such a huge friend group here, but nobody will be in your mindset. But you just have to follow what you're thinking is right and just do it, because you're doing it for your own purpose, not for anybody else.
ठीक है, हो गया मेरे बारे में मैं बोलूं अभी.
बोलो.
Okay, so yeah, coming back to Sushant here. So you see what was happening. He was hallucinating and going back to the Europe trip, okay, Europe that he was taken. And that's where we got to know that in Europe, we were told that, he started seeing things in the room, looking at a painting and all that stuff. At the same time, we know and we've come across that a fan of his did click videos and pictures that no, he was okay. So again, it's my belief and it's my assumption, which I've been going on saying for a very long time, that in the last 15 years, a lot of such scams and rich people have been taking, even couples for that matter, have been taken to Scandinavian countries or to Europe, and they've been given scopolamine over there. Something has happened to them, signatures have been done, and their money has been siphoned off. We know there is the Swiss bank there, and there are some other banks similar like Swiss, where once the money is gone over there, it is secured and on whoever's name, and it's kept very secretive. So it's my assumption that something had happened, and we are also aware that the government of India has requested something from another national over there. So we don't know exactly in depth what it is. So I'm fearing about some money of his also has been siphoned off like that. Again, coming back, so he started, Ria starts coming here and saying that he started seeing things over there. And it's only after that he comes back from Europe, he's been taken to her house. We see the video today, what happened and in what state of mind he was. And I have a feeling that he was like really was becoming self-destructive. So that's why they moved him to Waterstone. कि उसको घर से निकाल के वाटरस्टोन में थोड़ा उधर बाग भी है, शाम को घुमा लिया, ये वो कर लिया, instead of keeping him just in one room. Because when you do psychedelica, when I say psychedelica, it could be MDMA, it could be LSD, it could be scopolamine. The room gets on to kill you. There are chances of you actually doing something hurtful to yourself. So I think he was shifted to Waterstone. And in Waterstone, we also know that the Jaffrey or Fafri, whoever was visiting over there, I don't
Water
know
or
for
corner
whatever.
store? I forgot.
Sorry, huh?
Waterstone or corner store? I forgot.
Waterstone only I'm talking about.
Okay, I thought it was cornerstone somehow. I don't know why.
No, no,
Like
no.
Cornerstone
Waterstone,
is the company.
the company. Waterstone में उसको थोड़े
Sorry.
time के लिए रखे. And if you guys notice, and there have been a lot of print medias, there's been a lot of even on internet news portals that everybody from watchmen, from Jim, from his ex staff, his ex workers, everybody is saying कि सुशांत सर जब यूरोप से रिटर्न आए, he was not himself, वो बदले बदले गए थे. तो इन लोग ने तभी मेरे को लगता है इसके साथ ये गेम कर दिया. And after that, the Mont Blanc house also, it's very weird that उसके जो agreement lease है, उसके ऊपर रिया का भी नाम मेंशन है. And you'll be very shocked to know that in that agreement it is stated that they are planning to get married. I don't think so there was any such kind of a vibe or a feeling, when we know right now that this woman was not letting the parents meet the son. So how could there be a reason of getting married? So I also have a feeling that the flat, this bungalow, this Mont Blanc was selected only and only by her, and then he was shifted over there. Okay, and after that, everybody started saying that we don't know what happened to him. And I will say today that I don't know why each and every time this whole theory and analogy and everything of child trafficking and all this stuff is coming out. And it's only in the recent time when I started digging and looking. People have told me not to speak. I don't care. I will. There is this thing called the Hamla network is coming out. And when I went and I dug inside and I saw, I have worked for FTV for 7 years, FTV fashion television. When I dug inside and then when I saw this, even with their Insta account, it is so weird that there are these young girls who are as model, who they look so young, they're so young. And as you go digging deeper inside, it's not clean. It doesn't seem to be clean. So let's find out more. And if there is that angle, then I think so, because something happened. Something definitely happened, because he was drugged and gotten only the money to be siphoned off. I don't know how they had planned to kill him, but the sudden thing that happened with Disha, now this is where the Disha angle comes in the picture. Something is related to some child, to some trafficking. That's why itna hari mein in log ne, because if it was a, why was everybody protecting on 14? From 14 afterwards, not letting CBI, not letting Patna ke wale aage unko quarantine kar diya, ek ke baad ek, ek ke baad ek, ek ke baad ek. So it's all, something happened. That's why he was executed in such a hurry and sudden way. Otherwise, they had already planned of doing it. Get him drugged, uska paisa ghuma lena, all that was going to happen. But I have a feeling it was done much more earlier, because something he figured out, and also he figured out that something is wrong with him. So he was coming back to life. That's why he did get in touch with his bank manager. He was asking them to change something. Now, we don't know exactly what. The CBI, the ED knows, because they must have definitely gone and taken all the details of his bank. The father has clearly said in the FIR कि उसके 15 से 17 करोड़ एक weird account में shift हो गए completely. When I spoke to 2 CAs, they told me the IP address is changing, is very fraudulent, and it has always been used for money siphoning off. So I feel that's the angle, and we'll keep asking questions. I don't know, my brain is brushing very, it's too much. So we'll keep hunting and we'll keep asking questions. Now is COVID. Even Sachin जो आया, and Sachin Bawa, जब भी ये कोविड वेड इसको पहला क्लियर करते, तब तक हम फुल रिसर्च करेंगे, हम फुल फाइंड आउट करेंगे, और जब भी ये नीचे हो जाएगा, इन लोग नहीं दी हम लोग को, तो हम लोग रास्ता हिट करेंगे.
Yep, absolutely.
Can I add one thing? I know people keep telling, or I have seen celebrities or some people, like, you know, like that comedian who came out talking about Sushant and all, who now also keeps roasting that guy, that stupid guy. So that guy also, like, lot of people like him, they have come out and they have told, like, ED came out saying 15 crore, but 15 crore kahan hai karke. But we all know that ED has been doing lot of stuff. Maybe they have not come out with it, but we know that they have been looking for, like how Freeze said, like some money siphoned outside, right? So that is not very easy to track, like international things and all, which we don't know what they are into. And it's not like a money that somebody will be like, oh, Riya ke account mein 15 crore aa gaya, ye raha. It's not that easy, right? There is a lot of many ways to do money laundering with that. Like the way they would have done it would be so well planned that it would be something that the agencies will have to get to. So I don't know why people don't understand that. They keep thinking that it's like, oh, 15 crore means it should be that easy to track and show us like it's here. It's not like that. It's a very complicated situation there, because these are criminals. They know how to siphon the money in different ways that you can't track.
I didn't know him. You didn't know him. But the people who were living with him, the lady who was dating him is now running away to get a movie in a different. What kind of people are these? ये कैसे लोग हैं? And these people are going to become brand ambassadors. They're going to get advertisement. They're going to get role models. So I want to say, I know we all have reached. हमको इसे मेरे को तो पहले से पता था. Everybody's realized now about this Bollywood. I again join hands. These are the worst set of people. And remember one thing, if they have the money, we have the numbers with us. The numbers are with us of people. So we have to be together and united. They cannot do a shit. कितना time उनका पैसा रहेगा, सब जाएगा. We have to be together. And I hope even Amit says something.
Yep.
One thing I would like to make you people aware, this जिस घर पे सुशांत सिंह राजपूत को शिफ्ट किया गया था माउंट ब्लैंक में, वो घर किसके अंकल का था? आमिर खान के अंकल का था. दिस हाउस वाज पर्टिकुलरली फॉर शूटिंग्स ओनली. ये कोई मतलब रहने लायक घर नहीं था. ये फिल्म शूटिंग के लिए घर को भाड़ा में दिया जाता था. व्हाई दे हैव चोजन दिस हाउस? दिस क्वेश्चन नंबर 1. नंबर 2, इस घर के अंदर आप देखोगे ऐसे कुछ चीज हैं जो कि सिर्फ और सिर्फ शूटिंग के लिए यूज होती है. तो ये किस लिए किया गया था? नंबर 3, इस घर के अंदर जो लोगों को लाया गया था, पुराने स्टाफ को क्यों हटाया गया था? नए लोगों को क्यों लाया गया था? ये पिठानी कौन है? दिस पिठानी वाज अ वेल एस्टैब्लिश्ड स्टार इन हैदराबाद, राइट? उसको यहाँ पे क्यों लाया गया था मुंबई पर, वो भी उससे कम पैसे से नौकरी करने के लिए? दीज आर द क्वेश्चंस. और आप मैक्सिमम वीडियो में देखोगे पिठानी कुछ प्ले करता था, कुछ म्यूजिक इंस्ट्रूमेंट प्ले करता था नीचे में. तो व्हाट वाज दैट? बेसिकली व्हाट आई फील इज, सुशांत को कहा गया था कि आप इस तरीके के एनवायरनमेंट क्रिएट करो. आप अपनी जैसे अगर आप किसी फिल्म में जाना चाहते हो, आप अपने आप को फिट रखो, तो उसके लिए आपको जिम में जाना पड़ेगा, उसके लिए आपको कुछ प्लेस करनी पड़ेगी. तो ऐसा कोई घर ले लेते हैं जहां पर ये सारी चीज अवेलेबल होगी. तो यही चक्कर में 1 साल पहले से 2019 से ये पूरा प्लान किया गया था, ताकि उसके अंदर ये चीज घुसाया जाए कि तुम बहुत बड़े बनने वाले हो. लेकिन पीछे उसको दबाने की कोशिश की गई थी. और आप एक याद रखोगे कि ये जो रिया चक्रवर्ती है, इसका जो पहले कनेक्शन सलमान खान की बहन के साथ था, अर्पिता खान, ठीक है ना? उसके बाद से रिया को पूरी प्लान किया गया था सुशांत के लाइफ पर. और उसके बाद ये सारा जो चीज आप देख रहे हो आपके सामने जो दिख रहा है, मतलब 110% ये है, दिस वाज अ क्लियर कट साइन ऑफ मर्डर. अगर कोई भी चाहे, मैं देख रहा हूँ कुछ दिन से सोशल मीडिया बहुत शोरगुल है कि भाई किसी को अवार्ड दे दिया गया सुशांत के नाम से, ठीक है ना, कि एनसीबी ने बहुत बड़ा काम कर दिया. मैं पूछना चाहूंगा उन सब से कि एनसीबी की इसमें कोई भूमिका नहीं है. वी आर वांटिंग जस्टिस फॉर एसएसआर इन सीबीआई ओनली, नॉट इन एनसीबी एंगल, ठीक है ना? तो ये चीज दिमाग में रखना चाहिए हर एसएसआरियन को. इट इज नॉट एट ऑल लिंक्ड विद ड्रग्स. ये डाइवर्ट करने की कोशिश है कि आप ड्रग में जाओ तो कि 306 की जो केस है उसको 302 में ना ट्रांसफर की जाए. ये सबसे बड़ा इनकी जो अभी बैक ऑफ द माइंड चल रहा है. तो इसीलिए मैं सबसे दरख्वास्त करूंगा, प्लीज फोकस ऑन 306 विच शुड बी कन्वर्टेड टू 302. और सुशांत को जल्द से जल्द न्याय मिले, लेकिन अब तो सीबीआई को आना ही चाहिए बाहर, क्योंकि देखो वरुण जी के जो पिछले कल का जो वीडियो था उस पर स्ट्राइक मार दिया, ठीक है, अब इस वीडियो को भी स्ट्राइक मार देंगे, क्योंकि दीज आर ऑल ट्रू फैक्ट्स व्हिच वी आर स्पीकिंग, मतलब वी आर इन द राइट ट्रैक। दैट इज व्हाई पीपल आर स्केयर्ड कि इसको देखकर अगर 50 वीडियो ना बन जाए, इसको देखकर 100 यूट्यूबर्स फॉलो ना कर जाए, तो ये चीज उनको पता है। और मुझे ये भी पता है कि शायद ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि हम जैसे बात कर रहे थे हमारे आईपी एड्रेस उसको ब्लॉक ना कर दे, तो ये सबसे बड़ा चक्कर है, क्योंकि ये सब चीज ऑब्जर्व की जा रही है। वरुण का जो शो है वो पॉपुलर है, सब कोई देखता है, तो उनको शो को क्यों अटैक किया गया? इसलिए अटैक किया गया ताकि आवाज को दबा दिया जाए। दिस वाज द रियल इंडिकेशन जी, कीप क्वाइट। पर मुझे पता है हम बंद नहीं होने वाले। When we have started, we will go to the end. ये मेरा फीलिंग है, आई थिंक वरुण का भी सेम फीलिंग है, आई थिंक हेमा जी का भी सेम फीलिंग, एंड आई थिंक प्लीज का भी सेम फीलिंग है, व्हाट एवर पीपल आर इन दिस पैनल सबका फीलिंग सेम है, एंड आई थिंक दिस फीलिंग शुड गो एंड ऑन। प्लीज भाई आप चाहो तो और दूसरे प्लेटफॉर्म पे जाके भी घमासान मारो, ठीक है ना, और इस चीज को और बड़े तरीके से ले आओ, क्योंकि अब और सहने वाला टाइम नहीं रहा, अब बात आगे बढ़ के बात करनी चाहिए। और आपका जो दोस्त का जो ये समाचार हुआ है, ये मैं आपसे कनेक्ट करूंगा, मैं आपसे और कुछ जानूंगा। आई एम देयर विथ यू फॉर द जस्टिस ऑफ करण। आई एम ओपनली टेलिंग यू, मैं जस्टिस ऑफ करण के लिए आवाज उठाऊंगा और आपसे मदद लूंगा, और इसकी और इतनी स्टोरीज है, क्या क्या है, किस तरीके से इसको मैं और अच्छी तरीके से अपने वीडियोस में डालने की कोशिश करूंगा।
All right. Thank you so much, Amit. All right. Last comment, Amrika, and then uske baad I before I end or before I take Amrika, I think there is one question, and I would love everyone, because I don't have an answer, I don't have any update. But एक वो जो case जो hearing थी for April 6th, I think कि हमने कहीं और भी question पूछा था, but we didn't get a clear answer to that. Anybody has any updates? Anything that anybody has heard?
Sonia answered no the other day.
हाँ, तो क्या मैं भूल गया क्या था? What was the
COVID is going on. There's a new chief justice. The 2 benches COVID positive, so it's been dragged forward. That's why.
Okay.
And now, if you remember, the Supreme Court itself, none other than Mr. Vikas Singh, has requested a half section of the Supreme Court is turned into COVID, whatever, like a hospital or a quarantine section. So because of that, it's been delayed. It's been pushed forward.
It's been delayed. All right. Thank you. All right, Amrika, last comment, and then we play the video.
Sure. So one thing I'd like to say is sometimes जो लोग बहुत overconfident हो जाते हैं, वो overconfidence में चीजें करते जाते हैं till they stumble upon people who are much smarter than they are. तो clearly सुशांत के केस में ऐसा ही हुआ. He was beyond them, beyond their control, and they had never thought ऐसा होगा. So that definitely, I mean, I think, and even today, I want to say, Varun, through your platform, that he's such a strong medium, he's such a strong soul. कि ये सब चीजें जो हो रही है ना, कि मीठी नदी में हमें कुछ मिल रहा है, और you know कोई किसी पे ईडी का केस हो रहा है. This is not normal. These things have been going on for a very, very long time. Why is it all coming out now? So I am very confident personally there's a link. क्योंकि अगर मैं महाराष्ट्र में रहती हूँ और अगर मैं बॉम्बे में हूँ, तो मैं मीठी नदी में क्यों डालूंगी? मैं समंदर में जाके नहीं डालूंगी. सोचने वाली बात है ना. I mean, why would I wait for something to be somewhere? So I'm 100% sure that irrespective of justice in the true form for humans, we get it or not, there is going to be justice. I am very confident. Sushant was a manifester. उसने जो भी अचीव किया था उसने मैनिफेस्ट किया था. आप उसके स्टेटमेंट्स जाके देखो. वो कहता था मैं एक ड्रीम देखता हूँ, उसे सोचता हूँ, उसे लिव करता हूँ और भूल जाता हूँ, और वो चीजें हो जाती हैं. सक्सेसफुल पीपल मैनिफेस्ट. We will all together manifest that we get justice for him, and I'm sure we will. But most definitely, as Amit ji said, as Freeze said, as Hema ji said, you've been saying, CBI must come, must assure us, must say that they are putting in the best effort and they're on the right lines, and must promise, most importantly, that we will get justice. Until the point that doesn't happen, we have to be united, and probably, as Amit ji said again, जितना बड़ा ये platform होता जाएगा, हम उतने strong होते जाएंगे. So that's about it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. तो ये वीडियो मुझे अभी हिमा जी ने भेजा है. I haven't watched this, but I'm gonna take kind of again.
I just want to add 2 lines.
No, because we showed so much of SSR in that way. I wanted to show one video. It's just 7 minutes, but it shows
I just want
like
to
how
add,
he really was.
I am not a Bollywood guy. I never thought, I never knew, but just like how America said, there was something about this guy, boss. There was something about this guy. This guy would have done wonders for the country. This guy would have not just wondered for the country, it would have done wonders for the world. He would have done something. He would have come up with a lot of stuff that would have been a help to the society. And so something about his soul, bro. इसका कुछ तो soul के ऊपर है that has struck me, my mother, and you have no idea. Somebody like my mother has stopped Bollywood. She hates it, and there's something about this guy. That's all I would say.
प्लीज एक चीज बोलती हूँ, बस एक लास्ट चीज कि जब आप उस लेवल की मेडिटेशन और उस लेवल की पर्सनालिटी होते हो ना, आप खुद से चीजें मैनिफेस्ट करते हो, ठीक है. एंड दिस इज नॉट अबाउट एनी रिलीजन, हिंदू, मुस्लिम, एनीवन. आई सी समटाइम्स वेरी sad statements around religion and all. Please don't drag all that in this. It has nothing to do. We all love Sushant equally. He was a manifester. एंड इसलिए उसमें इतनी ताकत थी कि वो समझ पाया उसके साथ क्या हुआ है, एंड ही स्टार्टेड फाइटिंग अगेंस्ट इट. सो आई एम 100% श्योर टिल वी गेट जस्टिस ही इज गोइंग टू बी अराउंड. ही इज गोइंग टू एंश्योर वी सी द डे व्हेन वी हैव जस्टिस, एंड वी विल नॉट लीव इट टिल देन, फॉर श्योर.
See, Rekha ji, we never thought what's going on also is going on because of all that. I feel I'm believing in it because we never thought Sachin Waze would be caught. I mean, like things that are happening, they are happening. Like things are happening. So it's not like, so that is giving us more strength to fight that. Yes, we can change it. We can, because there are so many people who come and comment also in my videos and all that. कुछ नहीं होने वाला है ये वो, but we are bringing that change actually, and it is already started. It's already started, and if we keep on this like this and increase our pace, then we will see even more changes. Like you said, manifestation. Yeah,
Absolutely, he was a manifester, and we will together manifest justice for him.
All right, I'm gonna play this video. Hopefully this will also not get me any kind of strike or whatever, but we'll see. Let's play. This should be a positive one. There we go.
Are you still in that state of mind?
Yes, of course. That helps me to think.
I think you do a lot. His tweet says, we must look differently at known knowns, must take chances with known unknowns, and be ready to deal with unknown.
Yes.
This is your own, right?
Yeah, I was while we were discussing all those important things on stage, this idea came, and I was like, let me write down what I thought. Well, I think it's extremely important. All the known knowns that we are very good at, I think we should also look at those known knowns with a different. From a different place, and we can come up with something very, very interesting. All the known unknowns that we're working on, I think we should take more chances with it, and we should be sure that unknown unknowns will hit us, and we should be okay with that fact.
He's an actor by profession, but I think there's a philosopher, a hidden philosopher somewhere.
I think it's more than philosophy. I think it's science. And as I read and I get to know that I know nothing, it's some Aristotle or something. I feel that lines are blurring between science and philosophy and other subjects too.
Talking about science, he's all set to make a trip to the moon. So how was it being, and we've got him down to Mother Earth for just this conversation.
I'm still over it.
So what was it like being at NASA? We saw all those wonderful pictures.
Very, very excited. I was like a kid in a candy store, and they had to force me to come back to India because they were scared that I would be acting. All those theories that I had very peacefully coexisted within the schools, all those physics and maths formulas. But those are just theories, right? You get to experience it after so many years for the first time in a long, long time. I mean, I was so excited. I can't explain it. It's just that it's one of a few of my favorite days of my life.
So 4 days of training. So what was that like?
So I did everything. I was so excited that I ended up doing everything twice. So yes, I was in a centrifuge. I got to 3.5 Gs that you actually feel when you're flying a Saturn V rocket, and I did it again and again for 25 minutes. And they were like, "Oh, are you supposed to throw up because you actually throw up?" But no, I was not. I was like, "Yeah," I was in that centrifuge. It's a very cramped, claustrophobic thing. And then I did multi-axis simulator where you're flowing in all the axes. It's like you're tumbling in space. So that was good. That was disorienting. And then what I did, then I walked on the moon 1/6 of your
What
weight.
is it like to do the moonwalk?
It's way different from the moonwalks that we do on stage, definitely. But yes, I was tired in the first few steps, but then I figured out a way to walk. It can be sideways. Oh, so I can show it to you later. So yeah, I devised a way, and also I walked in on all the simulators for Ryan and all. I flew them, I landed them again and again successfully, and they were surprised. They were like, "He has done it before." Well, in my head, I have done it before, but yes, experiencing it for the first time, it was something else.
Maybe you might just get a job at NASA.
I might just quit acting.
Don't do that before you finish that exciting lineup that you have. So you're all set to start Chandamama Durke, and they have the script of Chandamama Durke at NASA along with Apollo 13 or something like
Yes,
that.
of course. So there are like I think there are 3-4 films that I've said yes to, and very, very different films. And I don't know how to do them. I don't know how to portray those characters, and that's why it's so exciting. I'll figure them out, and it's back to back, and very, very drastically different from each other. So looking forward to it.
You have driven after this. Drive. Sorry.
So Drive is 1, Kedarnath is 2, Chandamama is 3. Abhishek Chaubey is next is 4, and there's another film which I can't say right now, which is the 5th thing. Yeah.
Who was like? Did you always want to play a dacoit? That's exciting because they don't have those Daku singer movies now, yeah, or Daku Mangal thing.
It's a different dacoit. It's a very real dacoit, and the way we are showing it is very contemporary way of storytelling, and also it's not what you're playing in the film which is exciting. It's not the astronaut which is exciting or the dacoit, but those characters in that world, and just to understand what they're feeling and why they feel what they feel is the driving force.
Absolutely, and driving force. You're doing a movie called Drive, so is that going to be like a cool action film? Like
that is what the intent is, and the script is very engaging. They're like flying cars and all, and also I'm supposed to look good, so I tried my best.
You look good.
I tried my best. Let's say because Jacqueline also then she's extremely good looking, so yeah, I had to do my best to just. I didn't match, unfortunately, but yeah, I did my best.
And you're one of the 2 fittest people in the industry. You and Jacqueline.
She's extremely fit. And she also appreciates the fact that I have an eye for fitness. So yeah, it was a symbiotic relationship.
Awesome, but Sushant, there are roles that you do, but that is one character that gets stuck to you. And for me, you would always be captain. Kitne bhi pichre kar lo, but for me, you will always be captain. Do you think that? And that's I think happening with a lot of people. They look at you and say, "Dhoni, Captain Coos."
They say that, and I think it's something that I should be extremely proud of, because first of all, I got to live his life, which is very, very interesting. It's a very, very different way of looking at things, and he's so popular, and everybody has such a clear image of his, and if somebody else comes in and convinces that he is him, he's a good feat as an actor. And at the same time, there are people who say that, "Oh, Madhav, which was my TV character, like a character that I played." So yes, if I get known by my characters' names, it will just be an indicator that I'm doing a job properly.
For the longest time, you were Mana for my mother because she used to watch that show when you were on.
Yes.
And lastly, you're like quite the dancer. Will we ever see you do a full-blown dancing show?
But the script has to be good. I really want to dance. As an actor also, when I act, I think like a dancer. It's only rhythm for me. It's only beats and pauses that I play on. So yes, I would like to do something like a Black Swan.
Awesome.
But yeah, the story has to be there.
Absolutely. All the very best. And before we go, another quote that you want to give us to live by till we talk to you again.
My mother used to tell me that, and it's actually true, that your life is the story that you tell yourself. and you want to change your life, change the story.
And you are a lucky guy who gets to play so many characters and tell us so many stories. Thank you, Sushant, and all the very best. Thank you. So, Sushant, let me start with a confession.
So you can see how, my God, I feel like every interview I watch, I learn something. I feel like, because what he said exactly, the unknown unknowns will hit us and we should be okay with it. That's exactly what happened with him in the end.
Yeah. Okay.
And
All right.
these are all, I just want to add this, because the reason I think it hurts us all the most is because of this, because these people who have done this are the killers of the dreams, and that is why it hurts us, because tomorrow it's like we thinking that if it was our brother or our child and he dreams so much, all this thing, and somebody just squashes all that and kills all that. So I think that's why it hurts us so much to see him, that all that he had thought of is like gone in a second just because somebody decided to do this to him. And we cannot take that, because nobody has a right to decide that for anybody.
All right. This is really a little, overwhelming for sure. Never anticipated, never expected. So I'm gonna just leave you guys with the same thought. Let's change the story. Let's get the culprits out and behind the bars. Shefali, unfortunately, I'm not able to find that. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna play this in the backdrop, and I'm gonna say good day, good night for tonight.
And I would like to thank everybody. I cannot, I'll be missing. So everybody in the chat room who come every day, day after day, and who sit, comment by us, stand by us. I thank you all. Thank you very much. And please get more and more people. As I said, we have the numbers. The numbers are with us. And we are too much for them. That's all I'm saying. We just have to be together. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Varun.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Varun,
Thank you very much.
so much. Thanks, Varun. Means
Thank
a
you so
lot.
much.
ले तेरी बारी एक बारी तू भी प्यार निभा, तू भी प्यार निभा यारा, तेरी बेरुखी सुहावनी उम्र इंतजार की मेरी, के मारेगी ज्यादा मुझे मौत से नाराजगी तेरी, क्यों इतना हुआ है तू खफा, है जिद किस बात की तेरी, के मारेगी ज्यादा मुझे मौत से